Y'all can always fast forward and get straight to the show. Let's give the people some time to come in. On your way in, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And do not forget to hit that like. And if you got anything to say about the show, comment down below. Hey, Annie, my. How you doing, love? Hello, hello. And Cynthia G and Tanya TKO, is their friendship over? Could have been healed? Should have been a one-on-one conversation. Like, what? Oh, I didn't even see Lorraine. Hi, Lorraine. Hi, baby. I think that sometimes, like, the people around you, even though they got your back, sometimes the people around you, like, to me, it was just a difference of an opinion, right? But you know, Some people it's the way they are, but we're gonna hear what Cynthia G has to say. Forget about what I have to say. It's what she has to say, and then after we hear what she has to say, we can tune in. But let's get this party started. Let's go.
Late at night. Right now I'm like laid up in the bed, like literally laid up in the bed. And so that's why yeah, it's late. I don't really do late live streams. But for me, it's very, very problematic when I am being compared to Hitler. I don't really care. And I want to get this very, very clear. I don't really care about anything else except for the fact that I was compared to Hitler. And interestingly enough, back in my days when I was on my black male worship and I was talking about white supremacy and when I was against interracial dating, I was being called Hitler as well. There was a lot of white supremacists referring to me that way. So I find it to be really interesting that I would be compared to Hitler by a black woman, and I had been compared to Hitler by white supremacists too. So I think that's really interesting. And I definitely want to talk about that. Because again, I'll say, the bottom line is if anybody has questions about what took place on the panel is up on my channel. It's not unlisted. It's not for members. It's publicly to be viewed by whoever wants to view it. So if you have any type of confusion over what took place on that panel, you can watch all 4 hours of it. Wasn't it 4.5 hours? I think it was. Woman Spare Welcome here. I think it was 4.5 hours.
Yeah,
every last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, every last minute of it is still up here. If anybody want to watch it.
Yeah. I just want to say for the record, I just want to be very clear. And I'm only being clear because everything is out in the open now. It is what it is, whatever. I literally told Nyla and Cynthia not to trust Tanya from the very beginning. Did. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't want to be a part of what she had going on. I didn't understand how this is what I'm gonna say I didn't understand. How you been on YouTube all this time and you just now getting familiar with Cynthia? And all of a sudden you want to be a part of her message? Because Cynthia's message has not derailed really from what she was all the time. All the time.
See, the problem here, first of all, I believe that I don't know if either one wanted to be part of either one. Both of their shows is really, their audience is very high. They got good numbers. Both have good numbers. So one didn't really need the other one. And I'm quite sure that a lot of people that go from one room go to the other room. Both of y'all have viewers in common. So I don't think one needed one for a come up or not, So we not gonna do that. And then when we heard TKO's response yesterday, we didn't hear that word hit. Hey Nicole, my baby. Where them babies at? You babysitting today? Because I will be babysitting coming up soon. Oh God, it's my turn to babysit. So I don't see that. Neither one is a small channel. Oh well, I guess it's going to be my turn. But neither one is a small channel where they have to use each other. They don't have to come up off each other. Both of them put in years on Facebook on YouTube. This ain't no fly by night people, neither one.
She's just been a voice. She's just been a person that's spoken out against things she didn't believe in. She's always been the same person. So I didn't understand.
And the same thing that go for Tanya TKO. They both spoke out about things. They are the same person. They just two different sides of the coin. I'm trying to tell you, they are the same person. They just two different sides of the coin. They both lioness. They neither one changes. Whatever their stance on what they believe, neither one if you go down the line for both of their pages, neither one changes. It's just that how do you where is the medium? So I think that's what brought them together, and I think that was the lesson, because I believe the universe, God does things for a reason. It was supposed to have been a medium. He brought them two together for a medium, because what both of them say is still basically the same thing. Same thing, you know? But let's go. And her screen stays black because she's in the bed, so this is why you don't see her face.
How she just showed up. And I remember a live stream that she did.
Hey, truly.
Where she was outwitted. And see, this is what we need to realize. This is what this is. Nyla and Cynthia are very smart women. Very, very smart. Extremely smart. Like almost like it like blows my mind, the information they have sometimes. So, and y'all can take that and run with it and say I'm kissing their ass. Y'all always like to say that. It's called giving women their roses. Get with it. So I saw a stream. I remember it was on Taz's channel. I can't remember which I was talking about, but I do remember her coming up, and every time y'all spoke to give y'all opinion, you and Nyla, she rolled her eyes. And I saw it immediately, and I said, she's not comfortable with the fact that they're smarter than her.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
And I knew
that's
then,
not true.
And I told
we ain't gonna do that. That wasn't nice.
Scenes, I don't have a problem with Tanya. I don't. But I think.
Yeah, you right. You think, but I don't. I've seen both of them. Both of them as intelligent ladies. I don't believe that she's mad because she wasn't smarter than them. I don't believe that. But you said you think, but I don't think. I don't think that. I definitely don't think that. Y'all saw the video yesterday. Did Tanya mention the word? See, she said, so I'm being compared to Hitler now. Do you believe that? Did y'all, any of you guys hear the word Hitler in what we saw yesterday? I don't remember her saying that Hitlerish. Maybe I missed it. If you guys heard it, let me know. But there's always something. It's crazy. Thank you. It's all. See, they like to blame it on Tanya, but it's always something when women get together. It's always something. Like these men stay on cold. These men stay on cold. They always use us to get us. It never fails. We just can't just have a difference in opinion and carry on. So it could have been, you know what, when you talk about these subjects, I'm going to tune in. When you're talking about that subject, I'm not going to. It's just that simple. Okay, you speaking upon the womb and not, okay, that subject is not for me. I'll catch you on the next subject. That's how simple that could have been. Because Tanya TKO, she always take her eyes and do that with her eyes. That's her norm. You watch a video, that's her norm. Now, as far as intelligence go, I don't know one smart. I think both bring intelligence. That's why both have a large audience. But I didn't hear all that. Look at me. I'm sitting here trying to say I don't know neither one of them, but I'm trying to save their relationship, right? I just like to see two powerful women who can really express their thoughts on how they feel about subjects. I like for them to stay together. but they made something. I hate when people make things so easy, so damn complicated. Damn.
Tanya is pushy. I think she's aggressive. I think she's condescending. She's passive aggressive. Like it's like she has this way about her that's off puttish, very off puttish. It throws you off. It's like, ooh, I don't know if I like that. So what I saw was that she was intimidated by the intellect
Nah,
of Nyla and Cynthia.
she ain't intimidated at
And I
all.
felt like
Uh
she was
This fridge play.
No cat. No ma'am. No ma'am. Oh, I like that ice.
which is why when she wanted to do the group chat and be all affiliated and all of that, I didn't want no parts of it. I didn't want to be affiliated with her because I knew it would get to this. I knew that. She called me Hitler first. So
We gotta go
Yeah,
back in that
that's
video.
the thing that I want to address, because I want people to understand. Y'all know I don't beef with people on YouTube, and I don't do the back and forth. And the only thing I really care about, because the live stream is up, so again, I'll say if anybody wants to actually go see if they can see it, it's public. I don't like my narrative being referred to in front of thousands of people to be like Hitler. That's a problematic statement to make, because the reality of it is listen, Black women can continue to do whatever it is that they want to do. Just, it's like I said countless different times, the Black women who believe that it is productive and beneficial to them to birth Black males, they should continue to do so. If that's what you believe, you should continue to do so. But the ones who don't, then you shouldn't. You should do whatever you want to. And I think people should stop trying to control Black women's womb and act like we are obligated to give birth to Black males when we're not. We're not obligated to uphold Black love, or we got to continue. Like, why is the burden to continue the Black race placed on Black women? Because it's like when Black men are out there talking about their preferences who are never Black, I don't care what ethnicity they are, they're never Black. When Black men are over there exploring their non-Black preferences, nobody is telling them that they're gonna breed out the race. Nobody's telling them that. Nobody's telling them that, oh, you're illogical and you're evil if you choose to date out, although the results are the same. And, you know, I was in that chat earlier and I wanted my question answered. And hopefully if Tanya's listening, she'll like take the link or something, because I want to ask this question. What is the difference in the outcome between not birthing Black males and being in interracial relationships? Because if you believe in interracial relationships and you would suggest that Black women do it, which I actually do, then you do agree with not birthing Black males. Because the union between a Black woman and a white man is not going to produce a Black child. And let's not even go into the history of it. I'll go into the history of it later, but I want to welcome Nyla. Hey, Nyla.
Hey.
You're a little low.
Pardon?
Oh, you was a little low.
Oh, okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
yeah, we hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay, go ahead, son. Go ahead and finish.
Yeah, it's like, here's the thing, because if you agree with the solution, which I think it is one of them, I think Black women need to not consider upholding the Black race and making the continuity of it your burden. If Black men don't care about it, why should you? You already have to carry the burden of everything anyway. That's just one more burden that's dropped in the laps of Black women to say, oh, and now it's your duty to continue the race too. No, what if you don't want to? What if you don't want to give birth to a Black male? You're not obligated to do that. So when I hear someone telling me I'm Hitler, my narrative is Hitler-esque. Actually, that was exactly what said, is that sometimes your talking points become Hitler-esque. I really wish there was an expansion on that, because I would love to know what's Hitler-esque about me saying that Black women should stop giving birth to men who are harming them. They're not benefiting you. They don't contribute to you. They don't uplift you. All they try to do is tear you down. That is
Hey,
like, I'm
love.
not understanding how it's illogical to say stop giving birth to that. And then for somebody to turn around and say, oh, well, she sounds Hitler-esque, but Black women, you should go get with other races of men, and not really care about upholding melanin or making melanin special. Like, how do you say that? You encourage them to engage in the very behavior that historically and presently has bred out a number of different Black populations. So if we want to talk about getting rid of the Black population, there's no history of Black women not birthing Black males and the population dying off, but there is a history of interracial unions causing the erasures of entire Black populations. So if you think that Black women should go out and be with other races of men, then you do support not having Black men being birthed by Black women. An interracial union is not going to produce a Black child. In 2 generations, that child is going to be white. It erases Blackness and produces whiteness. So really, if Black women are going to interracial date, they might as well not give birth to Black males. It is the exact same thing. What is Hitler-esque about me saying don't give birth to them and you saying Black women go get with non-Black men?
It's 2 different things. It's 2 different things. It's not the same.
I think bringing random Black babies on live streams is like a politician. It's almost like it's like, you know how politicians shake hands and kiss babies? It's like, who's like, that's like me. That's like, I tell Black women all the time that to vet, date outside of their race, do what they want to do, because that's,
first of all, what would make you think that was a random baby? She just went, y'all made it sound like she just went to the street. Y'all make it sound like she just went to the corner, opened her door and said, hey, give me your baby. The baby was comfortable with her, right? So the baby was comfortable with her. That means the baby knows her. The little boy knows her. And then to say it was a mixed baby, how would you know that? That baby was giggling. Y'all seen the baby where I didn't show the picture of the baby. I didn't want to violate that. But if anybody's seen her with the baby, because that video, that's the one I will not play, because I don't play when it comes down to kids, period. That's why I stopped at a picture when the baby wasn't even looking in the camera. All you saw was the head, out of respect for the baby. Now, if you see the video, the baby was laughing and giggling. And then Tanya said to the lady yesterday, have you seen him on this show before? Now, I'm not saying what was her reasoning for having that baby there at that time. That is on Tanya. But to say a random baby, I mean, you're going a little bit too far. A little bit too far. Saying a random baby. Like, oh, hold up. Miss, give me a kit. I want to show them, teach them a lesson. Give me a kit for my video.
That's what I do, and I think that you should be able to do whatever you want to do as a woman. I just believe that. Whether you get good results is one thing, but you should be able to do what you want to do. But it's like, I'm not about to bring no random biracial baby on the live stream. Like, hey, hello. You guys should date outside of your race. Do you see this random biracial baby? I don't get the avenue of where things are going. And I want her to hit the link as well, because she referred to me as Hitler too. And I want her to hit the link. Didn't she just do a whole stream smoke? Hit the link, Tanya. Let's talk. Let's chat. Hit the link. Hit the link. She need to hit the link.
Yeah, hitting the link wouldn't be a bad idea at all. I want to say there are a couple of things, not a couple, there are a lot of things that were problematic. And when I listened, because I didn't listen to all of the smoke list, the smoke video, but I got the gist of it, and I listened to the majority of what happened today. And there are actually, to me, the narrative started on the panel, and again against intuition and just trying to trying to believe that people are different than what they are. I didn't execute on my feelings, but I felt like some of the narrative was kind of being stated right there, that it started actually on that panel that we did today. I don't like how what I did view of her video, she was
I'm gonna tell
insinuating
you,
that she was being attacked by us.
this is Cynthia G, Nyla, and somebody else. That's their crew. That's their crew. Now all of them is going against Tanya. Now we saw the video yesterday. Now, when she said the word kissing goodbye, we saw the video. She was, when the lady tried to come for Tanya, Tanya specifically said, I'm talking about my content. I'm not going to do this type. I had an epiphany. She had an epiphany. Epiphany. See, I'll get to that later. But she meant content. And if she didn't mean content, that's what she said. Now, if you feel differently, that's on you. But if her content does changes after this, then that means she was talking about content. If her content doesn't change, that means she meant kiss goodbye to you. There's a lot of what we're going on now is a lot of assumption. Assumption. But the random baby part, I was like, what? What? Wait, what?
Because she did not make the distinction. She insinuated that having a difference of opinion and all this kind of stuff would make female content creators do this and all this. And the way that it was presented, it was like propaganda against us on that panel and against the messaging. The bastardization of that message is not only dangerous, it's tacky, it's immature, and it's not cool. Okay, it was not neutral. The conversation that she said that she was having, it was not broader and it was not balanced. Nothing about anything that anyone said over here had anything to do with people's children. No one is against Black male babies. No one wants to harm Black male babies, and to even insinuate that. And I do feel like that beautiful baby that was brought up there was done in a way that was propaganda-ish. For me, I feel like that. I really do. From what I understand, it's happened before, but in light of the conversation, I do feel like it was put up there to kind of sway the conversation, or even what the meaning of what we were saying was. And I think that was foul. Okay.
Oh, what it is she got you guys in her feelings. She doesn't got Cynthia in her feelings. I keep telling you, they two of the same token. But she got the rest of you guys in her feelings, because she could show you better than she could tell you. So you felt exactly what she was doing. She have you in your feelings. I feel this, I feel that. So y'all let Tanya put you, y'all ganging up on her because she put you, like Cynthia G is being direct. I ain't got nothing to do with all that. I ain't in my feelings. All I care about is her calling me damn, comparing me to Hitlerette, calling me a Hitlerette, which we didn't hear, but maybe they heard it. But we're gonna go back over that, right? So that's what the thing is. I feel. So I would have kept my feelings and showed her something differently. See, I'll save that for later. Matter of fact, I'm gonna save that for a whole other video. I'll break it down. But that was a lioness move for you. That was a lioness move. I just don't understand, but I get it.
okay? Speaking about selective breeding as if we are talking about harming baby boys. No one's ever spoken negatively about having children in that way, not to that respect, or the children that are existing. Having the conversation from a mature, planned, intentional perspective is something that Black women aren't used to. So I can see it taking time for that messaging to catch on. But to say that that was anything like Hitler, that's just disingenuous, very disingenuous. Hitler was responsible for murdering, killing, torturing, literally goes down as the most evil man in history. And to compare another female content creator and then on the other hand say, well, I don't make these statements about women using the B word, which is what we use when women behave like that, to try again to paint some sort of narrative, like that's bullshit completely. And to paint it as misogyny when people disagreed with you over here, that's just, I don't even know where that's coming from, because how more I mean, isn't it misogynistic to tell women to pull their pussies up?
Oh yeah, that's
right.
Very misogynistic.
Isn't that misogynistic to say stuff like that? And then to go to your audience and say, show your face with this message. You have a problem with the message that really could have been worked out by the level of access that you have. Could have been worked out behind the scenes, so that not only could you correct the people in your comment section, but you could correct your understanding. But instead you choose this. But here's the thing. No one is going to stop the mission. No one is going to stop whatever it is that we are here to do. All of the spin moves and all that kind of stuff, whatever your agenda is, let that be your agenda. But don't try and destroy someone's reputation that way. Don't try and misrepresent what's going on over here. As a matter, in fact, even though I vehemently disagreed with her point on that panel, several times did I and Cynthia.
Soaring prices, mass shortages. What's next? Hi, I'm Chris Hurt here, and if you're like most people, you may have noticed some strange things popping up in the news lately, because once again, the word crisis is being thrown around, and yet this is unlike anything we have seen before. Major automakers from GM to Toyota are shutting down their factories. Analysts are warning that Christmas, as we know it, may not happen this year. And massive food distributor Cisco says it's going to have trouble stocking grocery store shelves. And this is not because of a recession. It's not because of a virus, not because of a new lockdown or war, but in fact, the very opposite. A new threat which could soon cause empty shelves as far as the eye can see. What exactly is going on? If you're an investor, if you own a home or a business, if you're retired or you plan to retire anytime soon, it's important that you pay close attention, because according to our guest today, the choices that you make with your money right now will decide which side of this story you end up on. As you'll see, the last time this happened, investors lost as much as 90% of their money, while the few who knew what was happening and what to do, they had the chance to make 30 times their money in a single year. What exactly is going on, and how can you protect yourself and profit? Well, fortunately, we have just the man to help us figure it all out. Jeff Brown, thank you so much for being with us here.
Chris, thanks so much. It is great to be here. I'm very excited.
Yeah, we're glad to be with you as well. Folks, if you haven't met Jeff before, he is one of the most trusted.
Ask the chat room to stop attacking her. Cynthia said it on that stream. I want to say I said it 2 to 3 times. I said in the chat, I know at least 5 times. At least 5 times. I told them to stop calling her names just because she disagreed. So to act like she was just being left out here to burn at the stake is wrong. And then even to handle like this is drama that she's bringing. This is ridiculous. Because to title the live that, to go over there and make this split, saying goodbye and finding your tribe, that's very literal. It's very literal. But we had already.
But my thing is this though. When saying goodbye, when did you ever arrive? I'm sorry. Like I mean, I told y'all I'm not as nice as Nyla and Cynthia. I'm not. I don't even know when she ever arrived. I know she showed up out of nowhere, just popping up on streams. But when was you ever a part of the squad, though? Like when? Like, because people did a couple of videos with you. Now you got to make an announcement that you gone. Gone from what? When would you, like, come on, man. Like, I'm not that nice. Like, I'm not about to sit up here and play games with this woman. I'm not. I'm only being nice because I'm up here. I'm not about to play games with her. I told them way before any of this happened. I did. I told them. I said, I don't trust her. I don't want to be a part of her. I don't. So it's like, to me, none of this is surprising that she's acting like this, because this is what they all do. This is what everybody do. As soon as they get access, they act a donkey. So it's
wow.
like, I don't even trying to make sense of none of what she did, but it being some bull crap. Period. Bull crap. That's all it is. It wasn't righteous. It wasn't none of that. It's like you like, I saw you rolling your eyes when you couldn't meet their intellect. I told Nyla that on that very first stream.
Well, Nyla,
I think it was on Taz channel. I
Nyla,
I said she was rolling her eyes the whole time y'all was talking. This was prior to any of this. Way before I call her condescending, way before she called me Hitler, way before any of what y'all about to try and say. I did not feel her, and I told Nyla about it, and I told Cynthia about it. And I said, I don't think it's going to turn out right. These people, man, they just play too much.
Yeah, I know people do play too much, because it's like, if you're having a disagreement, which, first of all, on the panel, Tanya was not alone. My sister, one of them, agreed with her. So she was not alone.
Which is true. See, Cynthia is sticking to the facts. People, when we saw it, yes, people were agreeing with Tanya. That part is true. That part is true. The rest of them is on their feelings. Cynthia's stuck in her facts. That part is true.
Nor was she ganged up on being really.
And no, she was not ganged up on, which is also true.
We went at my sister more than Tanya, really.
Which is also true. All of that is true. We heard it, right, guys? Okay, that part is true, and true.
And that's my sister. And so she's acting like she was just like this lone person. It's like, no, you weren't. And I do agree with Nyla. There should be a distinction made, because I understand that me and Nyla are not sending her any comments. We are not, because we know how to contact Tanya. So I would never do that on YouTube. If we said that we don't address stuff on YouTube, we don't address stuff on YouTube. We're addressing this now because my what I talk about was literally compared to Hitler. I was told that my rhetoric was Hitler-esque, and saying that, acknowledging that there is inherently something different, which I never said wrong. If you actually, but there is something wrong. But if you go to the panel, I actually said that there is inherently something different about Black men than Black women, because even though Black women have gone through the same thing, we are able to transcend it. Black men are still on the plantation. They haven't got off. That's why they keep mentioning it. They haven't progressed at all. So just by virtue of that, clearly there has to be something inherently wrong. The environment is the same. Mm-hmm. And then I back this up by the nature-nurture theory. Based on that theory, there would have to be something innately wrong with them. We were in the same hostile environment, experiencing the same thing. Either way, there will be a difference because we're a different gender. But did I necessarily say there is inherently inferior? No. And why would you use that word when wrong and inferior are two different things?
Yeah, that's one of those things where I felt like in that moment that you know that was agenda based and that was in poor taste and that was to paint a narrative. But just for sake of not destroying the panel and not bringing up bad energy, I chose to just let it go. But I felt like that was very manipulative, just as manipulative as what happened today. Just as manipulative is using a beautiful baby as a weapon. And I do feel like, because I didn't even see the video with that cute little boy before the live stream. I saw it after, and I thought that was kind of suspect. I really do. And you know, this whole thing about making it about people being American and Black, that's just silly. It's silly. It's very divisive. It reminded me of
Divisive.
When we were on Taz's panel. That was part of the conversation. I think that she was trying to insinuate that men of the diaspora were so much better, which is why when we talked over here, we talked about what was going on in those countries where those women, they may be married, but they are highly abused, highly unprotected, and deal with sexual violence on scales that nobody should even want to even dream of.
There's a nice.
Pardon?
I kind of want to address this super chat really quickly because I want to be very, very clear here. Jay Lou said, I absolutely hate when there's discord among Black women. I hope that common ground can be established and y'all can resolve this.
That's what I
listened
said.
to the live in its entirety, and it all boils down to a difference in opinion and approach. So I understand there's no discord, at least not on my part. I don't have a problem with Tanya. I have a problem with the statement that she made. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here and harbor ill will, or that I'm going to say, oh, well, I better not see Tanya. If I do every time I see her, I'm drilling her. No. Nobody's thinking like that. So for me, when you say discord, that's what I'm thinking, and that ain't it. I don't like, and I wish that she was here to take the link because I would love to know what she meant and what part of what I'm saying is Hitleresque. Because actually, her support of interracial unions, which don't get it twisted, I support them too. I support Black women dating out. But if we really want to go to what's more Hitleresque, it's probably going to be the interracial unions. Because there's no time when they're resulted in anything except white people. So that's literally the cause of Black erasure that you're suggesting that Black women do. So that would actually be more Hitleresque than me saying just don't give birth to a child by a Black man. Perhaps just don't get pregnant by Black men. And that's your choice anyway.
I think tubal ligation needs to be talked about more too. I think that Black women need to know that they can get their tubes tied between the ages of 18 and 21. So yeah, you need to be hopping on that train if you don't want these Black male babies around here walking with two legs. But I'm gonna say this: I'm not nice on certain things, y'all. I'm not. Like, I don't got time to play with you, man. I don't got time to play with grown women. It's either you like or you don't like. And if you don't like and you are completely against everything somebody believes, that means that may not be somebody you have in common. So I'm not sure where it got twisted for Tanya, what Cynthia believed, but it's very clear what she believed. It's like, it was very clear what I believed. She offered me counseling, said, yeah, maybe you should contact me and I can give you some counseling. That was very condescending. Counseling for what? For what? So it's like, especially when we can see you in the top of our analytics, Tanya. We know you watch, baby girl. We know you watch. You're an avid watcher. You know exactly what I'm talking about, and you know exactly what Cynthia's talking about, and you know exactly what Nyla is talking about. You aren't lost in no information. So don't even try to play that game. It's the games for me. Ain't nobody got time for your games, girl. Nobody got time for that. Who you think you sunning? Did you think you was going to show up and start sunning people and people was going to bow down to you because of your subscriber count? We don't care about that. I know a lot of people like to run around and say clout chasing, clout chasing, clout. People like to run around and say that because that's what they be doing. It's projection meets reality. But nobody's clout chasing you. You're in everybody else's top analytics. You are. You are an avid watcher. So there is no misguidance in what you know and what you don't know. You already know our opinions. You already know what we think and feel. You know it. Why you playing? Why are you showing up playing with?
That I will have to agree with. I have to agree with that. It's like we don't know percentage. We don't know the conversations that they have. We don't know their stance on things. Even if you're a person who just heard it a couple of times, that part is a fact. That part, who the heck is us to be talking about what's fact, what's fiction? That's because we've seen both videos. That's why we can say what part is true and what part is not true.
Grown women, just have the conversation, girl, like a woman. Have it like a woman. Show up and have it. Take it or leave it. Get dismissed or not dismissed. Get checked or not checked. Get put back where you need to be put back. Because sometimes information will put you back because you didn't know it. You didn't know it prior to coming into the conversation. You didn't know it. And somebody will checkmate you and put you back. Get used to that. That's okay. The problem seems to be that you uncomfortable with you uncomfortable. But you've been watching, so you already know. So don't play them games. Don't play them games. Please stop it. It's corny.
And it was
hey, Miss Molly.
How are you? It was definitely not our fault, nor our intention for people to attack her. And look, those people that made those comments about that baby, they were wrong, and it's something inherently wrong to take a shot at a baby, right? No one should be attacking a child. That's something is wrong there. However, just when I was in my black male worshiping, listen, I got attacked by huge content creators as a very
I don't know.
Oh shit! These are made from bamboo. Sorry.
With less than 5,000 subscribers. My first channel, I was having huge channels respond to me and attack me, to the point where now, after evolving, after getting the understanding, some of those same women we're meeting common ground with now. But never did I take it out on the wrong person. Never did I spew the venom that should have been spewed at someone else onto everybody else. And I never distorted someone's message. And if I did, then that person can tell me what I did wrong. This was just like, we're trying to move away from that. We have stuff to do. We have messages to give. Women are depending on us. We do not have time for this. This is not it.
No.
This is not it.
I want to address this person in the comment section named Sophia Bow, who says Cynthia has been intellectually dishonest. I would love for you to tell me what I'm being intellectually dishonest about, because I hope you're not saying I'm being intellectually dishonest about the fact that interracial unions historically and presently erase Blackness, and that can literally be proven. So what are you talking about? I'm being intellectually dishonest. And I'm going to assume that's what you were talking about, because that's the only thing you could be talking about. So let me say this, and then let me correct you and then go ahead and educate you on some historical facts. First of all, I think Black women should date out. I really think Black women should. I don't think Black men deserve any loyalty. There are better men out there for Black women. And that's not to say that they are better because they are non-Black. They are better because they have different character, socialization, cultural norms, different morals, different belief systems. They have different values. And it appears that men who are not Black share more values with Black women than Black men do, because Black men don't value anything. So although I do believe that Black women should date out, and I didn't in the past. And the reason I didn't in the past, and I used to adamantly speak out about it in the past, is because it does lead to the erasure of Black people. It just is what it is. There's never been a time when interracial unions led to anything other than the erasure of Black people. So even though I can say that I support it and think that actually it's necessary for Black women to do, I can still be honest at the same time and says it definitely leads to the erasure of Black people, and it always have been. And see, you might want to sit up there and lie to yourself and convince yourself that you can go and be with a white man or a white Asian or a white Hispanic, whatever, and create a Black child, but that's not true. The child's not Black. That being said, there is no difference between me saying don't give birth to Black men and somebody telling Black women to get with a non-Black man. The end result is still a Black child not being created. Same outcome, different means. Now, there's a such thing called racial whitening. And it says that this was an ideology widely accepted in Brazil. There was a high Black population. And even though it was widely accepted in Brazil, it was practiced all over. But it was adopted in 1889, and they saw it as the solution to the Negro problem. Why? Because racial whitening rested on the ideologies that white people could better or erase Black populations by engaging in unions with them. It's just a fact. They did it all over Latin America, and they also did some of it in the Caribbean too. So no, it's not being intellectually dishonest, it's being factual. Like I said, the unions have never ever led to anything except the erasure of Black populations. So the only way for Black women to bear the burden, apparently, because it's apparently our burden. The only way for us to fulfill that obligation is to dedicate ourselves only to Black men, because that is the only way that you're going to create a Black child, is if you only be with a Black man. So I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'll tell you that you should date out, but I'm also going to tell you that that's going to result in the erasure of Black people. It just is what it is. So nobody who supports interracial unions can sit up and then tell me my narrative is Hitler-esque simply because I'm saying don't give birth to Black men, when both of the situations is going to produce the same outcome. If Black women vet, it's going to produce the same outcome. Let's not act like Black men are the least likely to do anything positive in a relationship. They are. So all roads do lead to at the very least, the decline in the Black population. And you know what? Black men don't care about that, and we know that. Guess why? We know that because CNN just did an article called "White Supremacy."
My name is Shannon Clink.
And in that article, they said the highest increase in population was people who said that they are mixed race, not Black. So Black men are already working on that. Who's the one going out creating most of these biracial people? So the reality of it is that unless Black women and Black men choose both to procreate with each other and stop creating biracial people, you're going to decline the population anyway. And then she's sitting there saying that what you're going to have is an underclass of Black people and an increase in biracial people. Okay, exactly. So why are you then telling Black women to go interracial date then? If you want them to create Black children and you think it's illogical for somebody to say don't give birth to a Black child, then why are you suggesting that they go to different races of men then? You should have just stuck to the vetting process. Oh yeah, but vetting is going to result in not choosing Black men either. So
well, you got to vet anyway.
It just is what it is.
You got
and
to
I
vet.
don't know why that person, I don't see you in the chat box. No, you always have somebody twerking in the chat box, and then when they get the response and the attention that they was looking for, then all of a sudden
gone.
they disappear.
Yeah, I believe that those are usually content creators who aren't bold enough to come on as themselves and say what they want to say. And I just
because where is that person now? Like I don't see Sophia Bowe in here no more. But you was in here saying I'm being intellectual.
Well, either way, you have to have a vetting process. I don't care what mate you choose. You could choose whatever mate from wherever where. You have to have a vetting process. Unless you for play. And you gotta know that some people are for play. Play means I'm just gonna hit it and quit it. I'm gonna hit it and quit it. I'm gonna hit it and quit it. Some people is not about that relationship life. Some people is not about it. And it's sad that our kids suffer from it's nothing new. Our kids suffer from what the adults do. Because they suffered from what adults did to them, and then they suffer for what adults did to them. So now it's our turn to make not me in particular, not you in particular. I'm just saying in general. Now we're gonna make the next generation suffer. Or are they really suffering? We be thinking that sometimes maybe it's not a curse. That's just people, because we always say us, but that's the whole entire world. Now, Black people ain't the only one that's messed up now. We're gonna stop eating that cake that we so messed up. No, we not as bad as people think we are.
Actually dishonest though. And I'm not being intellectual. What is intellectually dishonest about that? Why would we sit up here and pretend that if Black women try to seek better men, if Black women open up their option, if Black women vet men, that all of the above is not going to contribute to the erasure of the Black population? It is. To say it's not is what's being intellectually dishonest. That's what's being intellectually dishonest. To say, oh, well, it's unreasonable and illogical to say don't give birth to babies, but the Black babies, but then turn around and say go interracial date, to pretend that that's not the same thing, or it won't get the same outcome, that's being intellectually dishonest.
And can I also say another thing that was that I believe that was in poor taste? We have a responsibility as colleagues and as content creators, and this is something that I do.
Hey Tracy, welcome.
People that support me that they don't like. I won't let you lie on my enemy. I won't let you lie necessarily on someone, even people that I don't like, when we're having conversations such as this. If someone says something and I know that person didn't say that, I'm not going to carry the conversation like the person actually did something just so that it fits my agenda. Some of those callers were calling in acting as if we were talking about attacking children, hating children. One of those calls in particular was talking about, spreading this message of hate towards male children.
Well, some people did say that.
To sit there and carry that conversation and let it go on like that, that's wrong, especially if you respect the people that you work with. Like, I feel like Cynthia deserves a lot better than that.
Hold up. The problem was, on that panel, she said that people was talking about the little boy, and it still comes from your message. Even though a lot of times you may not put the hit out, but your fans, your true diehard fans, is going to go do something in praise for you. Okay? As long as you're a Black woman, no matter what color, race is the father is, the child will still have Black DNA, period. That is correct, but it's a difference, Tracy. It's a difference. And look at Obama. His father is black, right? He's dark skinned, right? But it's a difference when you raise. They see you differently when you're raised with the white mother compared as a black mother. They see you differently because what you eat will be different. Like Halle Berry and Alicia Keys. The only person is the opposite is Sting, that used to be from Guns N' Roses. He was raised from a black mother, but the rest of them had Caucasian mothers. So what they eat will be different, how they dance will be different, how they see things will be different. Because you're whoever your mother is, it may be DNA in you still may be black, but your culture will be different. Your picnics will be different. Your barbecues will be different. Your conversations will be different. So it's all about culture. Yeah, it's true about the DNA, but your culture is still totally different. Totally different. The way you cook is totally different. So society does see you a little differently, and you're more accepting. And look at Shamar Moore and everybody else who has black fathers and white and Caucasian mothers. They are treated differently. Sting from Guns N' Roses, he was not treated right because he was raised from a black mother. So he had that fried chicken. He know what that extra seasoning and stuff is. So he was treated differently, but nobody knew that he was had a black mother. And usually when you have a black mother, a lot of these uh artists won't even tell you. Like how many people knew that? Who look how many stars have black mothers, but they won't they won't tell you. They'll just talk about uh their like Lenny Kravitz. Now if his mother wasn't famous, yeah, extra seasoning. You got that right. So it is a difference. It's a big difference. Like Lenny Kravitz. Now, only reason why he's famous from having a black mother because his mother happened to be a famous woman. Something Randolph. That's Minnie Riperton's daughter. Only reason why she's famous for having a black mother because her mother was famous. But if your mother is not famous, usually when you have a black mother and a white father, you tend to go to the Caucasian way. Usually when you have a black dad, you will go or try to go the black way, but society sees you different because they know you was raised with white culture. See, you're trying to find out black culture when you have a black dad. But you know black culture if you come from. I have 5 children, 2 sons, 3 daughters, and 13 grands. I raised them to see the problems in social system. Both are married and raising their sons. They are teaching them to do right. You can teach your kid anything. And like I said, you can't teach your kids without having prayer. You got to have prayer in the midst of teaching because I'm in the business where I have hundreds of kids at a time who have very good parents, very good morals. They work and their parents is very successful. But their kids, y'all don't understand. The influence that other kids have on kids is stronger than what the parents have on the kids. You just have to, you got to keep the prayer in there, Tracy. See, that's the only way to do it. Let me tell you, it really depends also on how the kid feels about themselves. You're the parent, so of course you're going to tell your child every day, you're beautiful or you're handsome. You're beautiful or you're handsome. Yes, yes. How you doing, Indigenous? Thank you for popping on in here. I appreciate you. No, but even if you teach the self-esteem, that's the point that I'm trying to explain to you. It still depends on how they feel about themselves. I've seen it. I've seen it. I was one day I'm gonna show you pictures to show you how many kids I deal with. I could tell you how many good parents out there. Well, where I'm at, I've learned the dynamics. But a lot of these kids, they start getting pimples and their body changes. So regardless of what the teacher, there's like some boys started out short and they growth spurt came later. Okay, I have a 5-year-old son who has a mother and father in the home, but is having behavior problems in school. I know exactly what it is. This broadcast has opened my mind and more. Oh, thank you. But you have to remember the influence of other kids. So, what are the things that will make your kids go downhill? If your child is feeling that, okay, I didn't develop breasts yet or something like that, it takes that one boy to say you pretty. Now, everything you taught your kid goes down the drain. I see it every single day. It just takes that one boy, or it takes that one girl to say, hey, you got a cute smile. So that goes beyond, because see, your family is supposed to teach you self-esteem. Your family is supposed to love you. So the kids don't understand it until somebody else says it. To that boy they like, say, I like you too. Or it could be a day that you told your child, hey, I want your grades to go up, or your grades where you made a B, I want you to have an A. Regardless, it takes that kid one time to be passed the blunt. Here, you stress, here, smoke this. Next thing you know, your child is an undercover pothead. It takes that one drink. Next thing you know, your child is an undercover alcoholic. Or here, take this pill. So, y'all, I be around the kids. I know the ins and outs. It's good that some parents, the best parents is the parents is the ones who say, I observe everything of my kid. When I see something change, I know. See, that's the difference of parenting. It's not what you teach your kids. It's when you hold up now, something ain't right. Why your eyes are shut? But now you gotta find out, is that child smoking, or that child drinking, that child pop, and you can have good kids. It just takes that one time. Especially when they're in junior, and they start in junior high school. The older kids, the older the kids get, the parents spend less time with them, and that's time spent with friends who influence them to do wrong. Baby, Zeke, I'm telling you, it starts in junior high school. It starts in junior high school. You don't know how many times I had to tell people, parents, you need to watch your kid. Your kid started out such and such, and now look, I have seen girls come in, who thought they was ugly. Now the boy told them they was cute, and now they come in dressed in a whole different way. As soon as the parents say goodbye, now I work with, not in the school, but I work with at-risk kids, and people think that at-risk kids mean kids in the inner cities or the ghettos. No, every child is at risk. Every single child is at risk. But parents don't want to hear that. And then that child who you thought, how many kids that people thought was terrible, was a horrible, they was going to end up in heaven, hell, or jail, are the smartest kids. Are the smartest kids. That's why when these extremists talk about, hey, I work with boys, or I only work with girls. No, that's a dishonor to, you're supposed to help whatever child that needs to be helped. I don't care if it's boy or girl. God sent them to you. Your job is to help them. You are not supposed to turn away some child that needs help because it's not the sex that you want it to be. Oh, being that you're not a male child, I can't. No, God sent that child to you. I deal with boys and issues that boys go through. So fix all the boys and don't fix the girls, or fix all the girls. No, Your job as an adult, you are an adult. If God sent anybody to you, your job is to help them. If somebody's hungry, your job is, if you got something, feed them. God didn't put you in a predicament where you can help somebody for you to turn somebody away. We must set the example for kids, grands to follow. Oh, yeah, that is true. Much younger. Too many parents always say go out and play when they should be at home or out doing. You could do all of that, Zeke. But like I'm trying to explain to you, every child is an at-risk child. Every single one of them. And I done had all colors, all races. I've seen the games these kids play. I have worked with kids since they was 14, since they was 13, and now they're 18. Some of them surprised me, and they're doing so good. Now they're in college, and some disappointed me because they was really good, beautiful kids, beautiful parents, but they smoked that one blunt, and they know how it is. Oh, this marijuana, oh, it makes my mind feel like this, or it takes my problems away. I'm like, well, what damn problems do you have? Hey, Dwayne, how you doing? I was so many young girls. It was so many young girls. So we have to be very, very, very careful. The main thing is to watch, observe your kids. Because even if they home, that showed up in the clinic, didn't even know about it. Wait, it was so many young girls that showed up at the clinic, didn't even know it. I've seen it too many times. I've seen it. See, you got a lot of people who do a lot of these commentary things, but never truly work with kids. They're going by what's going on, but a lot of them never worked with kids. You have a lot of women, I hate to say, that never really spoke to an abused man. And you never had a lot of men who spoke with abused women because they pick and choose who they want to help. You could do whatever you want to do, but God sent them to you for a reason. So you can tell all that, oh, I'm at work, I'm accounting. Oh, I still thank you for being here. And you keep counting, okay? Get them numbers right. Get them numbers right. Well, we're going to finish listening to this. I know we always go off someplace else. Then I have to do my commentary. It's okay. There are cycles. Oh. Yeah, that's true. A lot of them don't understand their cycles. A lot of them didn't understand it until they end up knocked up. It was one lady. Parents also have to take the opportunity to talk to their kids. Like me, I never wait for the opportunity. Mine's grown, but I never took the opportunity to talk to them. I just was talking to them. I just thought everything they do, I got something to say. So whatever they do is really on them. It's really on them. Because let me wait for the opportunity. Me seeing so much, and when I was young, and then me seeing so much before I had them, I just talk automatically. I just start conversations. And what do you think about that? What do you think about this? And then sometimes, like the little boys, you got to speak to them in a whole different language. Like you got to say, hey, why would you do with the girls? But you can't say, you got to say it in a way that might scare them. You got to be like, you don't want to go to the bathroom and your things start, you shoot out fire And the boys be like, shoot out fire. You gotta say it like that to your sons. Yeah, you're gonna be shooting out fire if you don't bag it up. You just can't be. You gotta bag it up. That it not just helps pregnancy, but you go to the bathroom, you're gonna burn the whole bathroom up when you go take a leak. So that gets their attention. You got to say it in ways that will get their attention. That goes for girls and boys. You got to say it in a way that get their attention. So you don't have to be like, well, the egg and the seed do a baby. No, you got to hit it with the real, baby. You got to always keep it real with your kids. There is no nice way to say it because they don't pay you no mind. You understand what I'm saying? You got to show your kids, certain shows like, yeah, this what drugs and stuff do to you. Have you looking like a zombie? You better, I advise you not, you got to keep it real and show the consequences of if they do this action, these will be your consequences. Now, you could raise them right, but you got to keep it real too. Shoot. I keep coming back because I love my sisters. Oh, thank you. I've been all over the place so I can make an assessment on exactly what you say. Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you, King. I appreciate that. Like I said, this is the middle ground. This group, my page is the middle ground. I care about everybody. I'm not an extremist. We are the middles. I can see the point in each. So we the middle ground people. We the ones that put it in perspective that suit the regular people, not the extreme men or the extreme women. We here is the middle ground.
Sorry, I had to pee and then grab some water. So I feel like I deserve an explanation as to how anything that I've said is like Hitler. That's very insulting. Like, do y'all know how insulting it is for somebody to say that what you're saying is like Hitler?
Yeah, I mean, and this is the thing. If her colleagues are now the manosphere, then I understand it. Because I believe she did say that she's going to focus on, letting women see themselves and how they're basically creating these things because of what they're doing. Okay, that message has been pounded into Black women by Tommy Sotomayor, by multiple manosphere channels. Everywhere you go, someone is chastising Black women. The chastising of Black women is big business, especially on social media. The acting as if what Black women need to just be socialized into femininity, into self-love, into all of these things to mitigate a global problem with Black men, that's already been done. So maybe you need to get your 10 years in of chastising Black women, and then you'll come around and we'll hear you saying that we need to stop having Black men.
If this Sophia Bo person popped up in the chat box, I'm gonna open the phone lines. I'm gonna need you to call in. Or else I just need somebody to block you because I think you might be in here saying dumb stuff. And I don't know if you are, but I haven't seen you comment again, but you might be. Oh, you said you're not going to call in? Oh, okay. Well, let's just get you up out of here then because you sound like you might be trolling, so we'll just get you up out of here then. Talking about you not gonna call in, yeah. If you ain't gonna call in, it's because somebody pretending to be somebody else. That's the only logical reason I can think of as to why you wouldn't be calling in. Because you could have been typed in the chat box, and this is how we know that you're a content creator who just doesn't want to be revealed, and you got your little troll account out.
Hey.
end of the day, you could have just typed into the chat box what I'm being intellectually dishonest about, and then that could have been the end of it. But the reality of it is there's no intellectual dishonesty coming from over here, and you running like a cowardly ass bitch because you know you somebody else. That's why you won't hit the line. Coriander said, my man, White, a month into dating, was talking to me about how he was going to make sure I was taken care of financially in the event that he died, literally planning how to provide for me beyond the grave. That's interesting because my sister said that about the white man that she's engaged to. She said he had stated and told her all he wants to do is take care of her and make sure she has everything that she needs. Now, that's what he's saying. Obviously, we know men just say stuff, but still, at this point, we just got to take him at his word. But that is what she said, though, too. Let me read these other super chats because I'm not about to be on here for that long, y'all. It's 10 o'clock at night. I got some laying-ups to do, and I got to go to bed. Tina Branch said, your message is needy. Tanya will not admit when the Nigerian commenter called her out for her comments that were incorrect about her home country. Nobody needs to be in Nigeria to know that the black men there are not different than black men here. Like, I don't need to go to Nigeria to know that the pathology is the same. I simply need to know that Nigeria isn't ran by Nigerians. They're still under white influence and white rule, despite being the majority. So, and they're a third world country, therefore showing that black men can't build or lead anything. So you don't need to go to Nigeria to know that they're the same. Sandy Awendi said, keep your head up, Sin and Nyla. Listen, a Kenyan Olympic athlete was just stabbed by her African husband. Yeah, I saw that. The problem is global. And I resented how it was dismissed and trivialized. We appreciate the message. Keep it up, please. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't like that either, how the points that were made were being ignored. The bottom line of it is nobody has been able to explain how birthing black men is a benefit to black women.
It makes me feel good about me is what I'm going to do. I don't care. And then when you want to get to, men hurt everybody. Men are the detriment to society historically. So you even asking that question is remedial and silly. It doesn't make any sense. Men hurt everybody. So let's just end that conversation there. And then when you want to get to, it's no self-love. No, like Cynthia says, self-love is doing what you want to do that benefit. I don't care. Listen, I don't care how outrageous it may seem to you. Whatever I want to do that makes me feel good about me is what I'm going to do. I don't care how outrageous it is to you. That's what self-love is. Self-love is loving yourself and who you are as yourself. As yourself. Every self is not the same. Every person isn't the same. So it's...
Yeah, I agree.
But it's... I'm sorry. But it's like...
But let me read this comment because I notice I'm getting an influx of idiotic, dumb comments. And
see, that comes from a place when male or female has been burnt so much that they decided just to listen. I'm just going to do me. I'm going, like I said, it does come to the point to where people have been so disgusted with dating and getting to know people that they've given up. They've given up. But that doesn't mean they're going to give up the perks of the opposite sex, though. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't giving up the perks of the opposite sex. It's just that I don't want to fall in love. That was the song. Now I'm not falling in love. Just, I'm going to hit it and quit it. And too many people have resorted to hit it and quit it because they closed off until they get old. Then when they get old, now all of a sudden you want to find love again, right? People can talk all they want to talk until they hit like 55 and 60 and 65, then everything they said go right down the drain. Cause nobody wants to grow all alone. Your kids is grown. Your kids is living their own life if you have children. And if you decided not to have any kids, and they say you got nieces and nephews, they got their own parents to tend to. You'd be lucky if your nieces and nephews come tend to you. That's why I say you got to be careful what you put out there in that atmosphere. You got to be very careful. You're going to get what you ask for. You want it to be alone, you're going to really be alone. And that leads to, have we tell us we never seen or heard of this before. A lot of elderly people end up passing away, and you don't know that they passed away right in the house because they had nobody to even knock on the door to say, hey, Miss or Mr. Such and Such, are you all right? You okay? A lot of them suffer because some of the elderly people fall. They couldn't get to a phone. Their loved ones has moved to different states or different countries. They're not all of that with they didn't bond with their neighbors enough to whereas they will even come check on them. That's why a lot of these things, I hear what people saying, I hear it, but I also be around a lot of elderly, just like I be around a lot of youth, I be around a lot of elderly people too. And I hear their stories and I see their lives. And some is too stubborn to go to the nursing home. And some like, please put me in a good nursing home. Because I'm telling you, it's nothing like growing old alone. So all this sounds good when you can still drop it like it's hot and you can still pop, 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 pop. Yeah, all that still sounds good till you can't do that no more. Then you're going to get back to why you should have had a mate and children. If you understand what I'm saying.
In the comment section on my video referencing Hitler now, and see, this is why we end up having to sit up here and deal with extreme complete foolishness that nobody has.
She said not birthing a black son. So even if dad is any other race and mom is black, kids are black and other race, it's still a dark gene that will be dominant, period. She has been hurt and speaking from pain. A lot of them is speaking. That's how a lot of these channels were started. It started from pain. So you're absolutely right, Tracy. It's speaking from pain. But a lot of them, being that they haven't had a black son, they don't understand the beauty of having just children, period. And if you would have seen my previous video, not my effery. I got my effery videos too. After dark we do the fuckery. So after dark may not be the videos for you. That's the fuckery. But in the daytime, we good. But men usually not no more. So most women are going to end up being alone a bit. No, the difference is that's when if you're a good parent, it's not like that no more. It's not like that anymore. For some reason, that's turning around, Miss Molly. I don't know why, but I see a lot of females now. I done been to 3 funerals of young women that have passed away. One was a heart attack. One was with this COVID. I mean, God dang it. Sorry, YouTube. Don't get mad. I didn't mean to say that word. But y'all know we're going to slip and say that word, analytics. From this Rona, it's been all... It's from the C word and the R word. It's not the same like it used to be. God is turning it around where men are now being left being the only parent. He's making them be the only parent now. And for some reason, these men don't know what to do because a lot of them, thank goodness, a lot of their kids are grown. But I've seen that because of what's going on in life now, things are turning around. It's not just Papa going first. These days, you don't know who is what with that C word and that R, that's them 2 C's. Them two C words. They taking you out. It's taking people out. So we can't say but in general, lifespan doesn't matter. In general, lifespan is lifespan. Lifespan is, if you hear, no, the lifespan these days, it all depends on what's going on out there. You know, the C word and the other C word. It depends on a lot of different things now. It depends on people that had a heart attack. Some people I know was asthma attack. See, back then it was like that because back then women went to doctors. Men did not feel that they had the need to go to the doctor until it was too late. Women go get their checkup. Women go get their checkup. They go to the doctor. That's why women live longer. We went to the doctors more, so we took our medicines and stuff. So we prolonged it by doing what men. You cannot get them to a doctor. No, because you telling them, thank you, darling. Thank you. Remember, at nighttime it's the fuckery. So we have fun. But men, that's the difference between then and now. Now, men is what's in the air. But back then, us women went to the doctors. Even to today, us women go to the doctors. So that plays a big part. But these days and times, things are turning around, baby. And these men don't know what to do. Even if the child is grown, these men don't know what to do with being the only parent. So again, you can't play God. God do what he want to do. That's all. You know that old saying. You gotta offer gift cards. Oh goodness. I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but that was funny. She said, I gotta put that up there. She said we have to offer gift cards to get men into the clinic. That's how a lot of diseases pass too. Men don't want to go to the clinic. They don't want to use what they're supposed to use. Let's keep listening to this.
Have time for, because nobody needs to be comparing anything. And here's the thing, even if I was talking like Hitler, like you couldn't do anything about it anyway.
Right.
Like, why even mention it if we know that if I am talking like that, you can't stop me anyway? So you would just have to carry your L to somebody else's channel who's perhaps not talking like Hitler, if that's what you really believe. But there's this comment that says, Tanya is 100% right. All Black women produce Black people. Back of the class people always think they're right. Stay in schools, please go to college. You know, when stupid people get in people's comment sections pretending to be smart, that irks me. Because this is yet another person that's, again, dumping the responsibility of race loyalty. And
ready to start eating healthier? Meet Kachava.
Community on Black women. No, y'all need to go over there to some of those Black men on TikTok who's talking about their non-Black preferences and glorifying their blonde hair and blue eyes. You need to go tell them that they need to create Black children. That's what you need to go tell them. You're not about to dump that on Black women if she don't want to have, again, because I'm starting to get irritated. These eggs will scramble, like I said in the other video, and be used for a taco or a burrito before it produces a Black male. There is nothing you can do about that. It just is what it is. It's my decision. It's my womb. I don't care what you say. I'm not obligated to produce Black children. No Black woman is. It is a choice in whether you have a child or not. You're not obligated
that's my thing, Cynthia. Is that not self-love? If that's it, this is the thing. The choices you make for yourself, the decisions you make for yourself. See, a lot of y'all ain't sovereign, and it shows. Being sovereign means The things that you want to do for yourself, even if it seems dark, even if it seems angry, even if it seems upsetting, this is what I want to do for me. This is my decision. This is my choice. So it's like Cynthia saying what she said is self-love. For Cynthia, your definition of self-love might be different. Somebody else's definition, that's why it's called self.
No.
I.e. self.
No, that has nothing to do with self-love. You're not saying I love myself because I don't want a male child, or I love myself. No, you just not wanting to procreate has nothing to do with self-love. It's just like I don't want to be a parent. But that does catch up with you when you get older. So you better make sure that you have your Golden Girls friends right with you. Better live like how they live. How you doing, La Pantuna? Hello, how are you? You better make sure that you got your Golden Girl friends and y'all got an apartment together. Do not live alone. Do not live alone. If you agree with this, then you better get your gold. You better find y'all know the names. I forgot all their names. But Blanche, because we see Blanche every day. But besides Blanche and, well, y'all know, y'all better get your Golden Girls friends together and get an apartment together. I'm good. So again, that has nothing to do with self-love. It's just that because you hate what men do, that's not I hate what men do, so I love myself because I don't want to procreate with something that I hate. No, don't get people to no, no. If you don't want kids at 20, 30, and 40, you shouldn't have kids because you feel differently at 70. Sometimes the ones who end up taking care of you is your grandkids, but you got to have a kid to have a grandkid. Sometimes you have to have kids just to have a you can't have a grandchild without a child. But you saying I don't want to, like how they say the buck stops right here with me. So you don't want no more generations that come from you. That's okay. The buck stops with you. No problem. You don't want your bloodline from you to go any further. That's okay. But at 60, at 55, and 60 and 70, you might feel different. Because first of all, you're a whole different person when you get grandkids. You a whole entire different person. Ain't nothing like a grandchild. I don't care if it's boy or girl. It is nothing like a grandchild. It's a whole different type of love. It's like you got a reset button. You got a whole different reset button. Like it's like now you got the patience, and now she said no male child. Now, and yeah, she said male child. She did say that. But I'm saying I'm just saying something totally different. I'm saying that they don't know because they ain't had one. They don't know. They don't know. They didn't have one. But people say things, but like I said, if you don't want to poke, but I'm talking about, she said, that's self-love. I'm saying that's not self-love. That's I don't want to procreate. That's two different things. That's not loving. Well, you know what? I love myself so much. I'm going to stop my bloodline. Let me stop my bloodline. Because your son is your real bloodline. Your daughter is to where her husband goes. She goes where her husband goes. Your son is really your bloodline. Your daughter is who you probably be around, but if she gets married, she goes where the husband goes. Your son is really your bloodline. I know a lot of women that had one kid and their son had a bunch. Their son had plenty of them, but her bloodline is really big now, humongous, really big. But your son is the one, unless he moves and get a job, and then you get a reset button. Once you have a grandkid, you got a reset button. Them grandkids treat you so nice. They treat you so nice. They just love you. They just love you. I don't know. It's just something special about them little grandbabies. They make you feel so loved. So you got to have a kid just to pray that and pray your kid have a kid. And it's a shame when your kids feel like that, and then your bloodline can't go no further because your child don't want to have no more. But we'll go. Let's carry on. Because we got one more subject.
If it's self, it's individual, right? I mean, am I missing something here? Mm-hmm. If it's self, it's individual. So anything you decide for self and what you choose to do for self is self-love. So her whole little message just irritates me. It's like, I'm a self-love coach and this is what we're doing. It's just like, girl.
I've never wanted kids. I'm now in my 50s and still feel the same. No regrets, but I'm also building the wealth to allow me to hire help so I can stay in my house. Yeah, but of course you can't have. You can still make kids though. If you're a man, you can still make kids, boy. You can still pump them out. But what I'm saying is that it's a different type of love. You can't regret it because you don't understand it. It's a different type of love when you're building the wealth. It's different when you're sharing it with your kids and your grandkids, or you taking care of somebody else's family. So your wealth is going to go into taking care of somebody else's family. They're going to get paid, and that goes to them and their kids. Now, if you have some nieces and nephews, that could be just like your kids. You know, but still pick a family member, Miss Molly. Pick a family member. You know, get close with them like a great niece or a great nephew. It's different when it's from your own blood. You know, pay them. Pay one of them. If you have them family members in your family, you pay them. I'd rather pay them. Just we can sit back and have family talks and stuff like that. At least I know the money stay in the family. But it's okay. It's already done. Just let it be written. Just let it be done. And yes, I stopped the show to read my comments because my chat is all about my chat. So I have to stop and read what my chat has to say. Depending on the subject, sometimes I have to let it just go.
Girl, self-listen.
I have. Like,
Great.
listen.
Sorry,
Great.
I'm a little bit more ruder than them, y'all. This is me. So she can come at
Great.
me all she want to come at me. This is not
Good.
Nyla and Cynthia. Let me throw out my little disclaimer for my ratchetness, okay?
You know, I just don't get, why couldn't we have had an after panel discussion and then everybody hash out whatever they thought was, like, why go after we've already had a discussion behind the scenes? Because here's the real tea. We already had a discussion behind the scenes. Me, Tanya, and Nyla. We've already had a discussion about this panel behind the scenes. So when I'm seeing the video about us parting ways and saying goodbye, I'm confused because we had a discussion already. I'm not going to disclose what was in that discussion, but I will tell you for certainty. Let me see. I think it was about 3-4 days ago. Me and Nyla and Tanya already had a discussion about this panel behind the scenes, consistent with what I said I would do. I said it would be behind the scenes. Understand that it was behind the scenes. Now I'm being compared to Hitler. That's what I do know. After a behind the scenes discussion about this panel.
Hello, my name is Woman Sphere, and I'm a self-love specialist. And
I literally, I swear I hate you.
I'm about to drop her from this panel.
I am.
My God, I can't with her. I can't. But I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone. Let me stop. Let me go on mute.
Let me tell y'all what day it was when we had that discussion. It's the 11th. Okay, so 2 days ago. 2 days ago was when we had that discussion about that panel. We had it off of YouTube. I honestly thought it was going to stay off of YouTube, and then there was one panel, and then there was another one. And then the second one, the one today, I was told that my narrative was like Hitler's. I was not told that on the behind the scenes discussion. I promise you I was not.
Well, what it is, and then it's like it's some extreme narcissism though, because like when at the beginning of the video she says on that she referenced the panel and then said she had a neutral, broader, and balanced perspective. According to who? According to who?
But so no, we already talked about it, so there literally should have been no panel.
It really shouldn't have. I was actually quite surprised. I would have expected that from someone that was trying to just build a platform off of finding some, you know how people will just find anything. They'll find some reason to be upset, hurt, bothered, and victims of us on some level. You know, Nyla said I had a big nose, or Sin yelled at me, and bam, there's a 6-hour discussion about it. I didn't expect this at all.
But I just thought that if there was a discussion about it publicly, me and you would be included in it. Like it would be just...
Yeah, because it was
hey, cool cat.
I found out. I was like, wow. But there are 5 planets in retrograde right now, so I guess things are just gonna happen.
Yeah, I just the ranks gotta be closed more.
Yeah.
It's like, am I just not going to be, because I like sharing thoughts and ideas with different people who have similar content. But all of this is unnecessary. We're literally all grown women. And so if we have a behind the scenes discussion, I just don't understand why is that followed up, Tanya, by you doing an independent live stream, telling people that their narratives sound like Hitler, and you did not say that when we had that discussion on the 3-way call. You didn't say that. So then why would you get on YouTube and say that? Like, what would be the reason? Like, you had to have known how inflammatory of a statement you were making. Now, you may not be calling me a bitch.
But I mean, you don't ever think about getting married.
Afraid of anything, you should be afraid of betraying your principle.
I just need to understand
that. In opposition of a lot of people to do that, and for me, when people do, that's misogynistic. To try and put someone in a position to be attacked without warrant, that's not misogyny. To put a target on someone that way,
that's not okay. Especially to not clarify what you mean. Like, you can't just say, oh, when your talking points become Hitler-esque, don't just leave it there. You need to explain what about it is Hitler-esque. That's a bold statement to be making about somebody. It's just not okay.
I mean, I could have seen like if she said, I took issue, but still that should have been behind the scenes. It should have been both of our numbers are known. She could have said, hey, I need to talk to you about, I don't like this, and even said, hey, I want to part ways because of this. I don't want the association being done.
Yeah, and we would have been like, okay, cool, we both grown, whatever, it is what it is. Good, best of luck to you, best of luck to me. That's how it would have went down. But when you sit up here calling people Hitler, that's the problem. Zuri Fruit said, if you got a Facebook account, Nigerian men be all up in your DMs looking for money and a green card. I know too many. They be on 90 Day Fiance doing that too, girl. They do too.
Now, what was behind the scenes? It was supposed to have been the conversation, Cool Cat, between Tanya and Cynthia they had behind the scenes. But we saw the video, we missed it. If you said the video was Hitlerish, we missed it. So that brings up this video now. Was it Hitlerish? We don't know. We don't know. So we're still trying to see, can their relationship be fixed? Can their relationship be fixed? And I like the fact that Cynthia G sticks to the subject. The rest of them feel the way they feel. But Cynthia G sticks to the subject. You know, why would you? The thing is, I don't feel nothing. You called me Hitlerish, and I would like to know why. And then she felt like we spoke upon this, and why didn't you say that then? That I can understand. So that's where we at, Cool Cat. Which I like that KK, that Cool Cat. I love it. And the end with the cat there, I love it.
They all over the place looking for a green card and a place to stay in the U.S. She said, I know too many women who've been scammed. Yep, the dusty pathology is international. Yvonne Goodness said, Tanya just got her a new black man. That's why she's switching up all of a sudden. Y'all know how a woman act when they get a new man. Well, I mean, I don't know that to be the case, but look, dick don't change what I'm doing. So I can't relate to that. Ma'am says, saying you have literally answered every question I've ever had about the state of Black people. Thank you, Sid, Nyla, and Angela. Thank you so much. Coriander said, called it. I warned everyone about Tanya. She is a social climber. She pretended to be pink pill friend, then celebrity when she fell, then celebrated when she fell. I don't necessarily have a problem with people who are social climbers.
Exactly.
Actually, I don't have a problem with people who finesse either. I actually can respect those people. Get it how you live. If you can come up off of something, then hey, come up. But I do got a problem with somebody calling me Hitler, basically. I do have a problem with that. But
you are absolutely correct, Miss Molly. I cannot argue with that. And that's what she did say. That's exactly what she said. And we did a video on that. I don't know if you was in the video. Was you in the chat when we said that's the extreme? That's an extreme. So yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Somebody being a social climber, no, I don't have any problem with that. Actually, I think women should be social climbers. That's what I really think about it. But yeah, I don't like being referenced that way. And so before
I have a problem with pro style head.
Angela, we can't go down that road.
Stop, please.
Yeah, we can. We can't do that.
She can't help it. Like
I know, but we not gonna do that.
I won't say it again. I'm going back on mute.
Okay, yeah, that might be.
Do they sell that? Because sometimes the edges do be acting up, so I slick them down. But
no, but my issue really is just the Hitler reference. And look, Tanya knows how to get in contact with us. Look, even if behind the scenes you can explain to me what's Hitler-esque, that would be great. I would actually appreciate that. I don't know why that wasn't done initially, considering I thought we all agreed that if we had an issue that it would be discussed behind the scenes. And to me and Nyla's knowledge, we did discuss it behind the scenes. And obviously we must have missed the memo. I think we must have missed a memo.
Yeah, I think we did.
Because
got the message. Even if we missed a memo, but we got the message. So We're very clear.
Yeah, and I'm definitely fine either way. But I'll say this again. I support Black women doing the following. I don't really believe too much in vetting, but okay, whatever. Vet for the people who believe in vetting. I know there's a lot of people who believe in vetting. Fine, vetting. I agree with Black women going to other races of men, not just because of their race, because you can get a different experience. So I do support that. I support Black women if you choose or choose not to have a child with a Black man. I support that too. Look, the continuity of the Black race is not just your responsibility. If anything, it's a joint responsibility between Black women and Black men, and both groups have to agree on that. And when you have your male group going out purposely in decreasing the Black population and increasing this biracial population that's going to turn white, then no, absolutely, Black women, you do not need to feel entitled to do something that Black men, or obligated to do something that Black men are not even doing. They don't feel an obligation to Blackness, and I don't think that you should either. If you want to create Black children, you absolutely should, but you don't have to. That's not your responsibility, especially not for ungrateful, disrespectful, disloyal, treasonous, backstabbing, 3 trash bag carrying struggle bandits who are also self-hating colorists. So I would tread lightly on giving birth to that. Now I'm just saying what I would do. I thought about this again. Egg taco before Black child.
I'm gonna tread lightly on getting Miss Cleo
a Black child.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Oh my God.
Can you tread lightly on getting off of mute?
Right.
Seriously, I'm gonna need you to tread lightly on taking yourself off mute.
And I want to this part.
But what I'm getting out of this, Cynthia likes TKO. Like I said, there are 2 sides of the token. There are 2 sides of the token. They both have a feeling or expression about something, and they're going to express it. And nobody's going to make them and nobody's going to change how they feel about anything. But, they just have different views on stuff. I just think that when it came down to that topic, if TKO was not ready for that topic, or she felt a certain way about that topic, she should never have got in on that topic. But she still chose to get into that topic. Maybe she thought that they can have, or maybe she thought that her point of view will help them see things differently. But it doesn't go like that if both of y'all are 2 strong-minded people. If both of y'all feel strongly on how you feel, that doesn't mean that later on either one will not to mind you. We're talking about 2 people who doesn't have any kids at all. We got 2 people who don't have any kids at all telling us who, we have them already. So we can't talk about kids and having male kids if we are a parent already. That conversation should just be had with women who don't have no kids. But I think that that's a dishonor to the population. Again, you can do whatever you want to do, but you could tell that she wants to stay friends with her. That's why she's not going to cross the boundary. But the rest of them is in their feelings. Because they're all saying, this is how I feel. And I felt this and I felt that. Cynthia G ain't feel shit. She's saying, this is what you said. I don't like what you said. You have to explain this to me. That's the difference.
Person down here talking about, so you support hypergamy. Absolutely. Listen, we support hypergamy 100, 1000%.
I support straight up finessing.
Yeah, straight up finessing. Black women should be as hypergamous as Kim Kardashian, if not more. Black women should.
I finessed a number of different men in my days. I really was. I finessed a few of them. Some of them were black, some of them were not, and I make no apology. I none, not one apology behind that. No, men are here to serve women. I truly believe this. This is my belief system, and I'm sticking to my belief system. And I think black women deserve to be served.
Damn,
it just is what it is. If black men don't want to do it, which they clearly don't, then go to a different group of men. I'm a firm believer that if one person won't give you what you want, go find somebody else to.
When you find that man, let us know.
Continuity of the black race be damned, because you would be the only person who's concerned about that. Black men certainly aren't.
When you find
even the ones who haven't necessarily dated out, you will be hard pressed. There's very few black men who don't support black men dating out.
When you find them group of men, let me know, because I believe we should serve each other.
Whatever, black women, for me, the job is to thrive and survive and put yourself in a position to win, whatever that may be. Okay, because they out here being hypergamous themselves and doing what they need to do for themselves. You need to do what you need to do for yourself, your future children, and or existing children, or if you decide not to, whatever puts you in a position to win, that's what I support.
Angela, did you?
I'm gonna leave y'all alone.
Okay, good. I knew you was gonna say that. I knew because I was gonna say that's probably a good call.
I'm gonna leave y'all both. I'm just stop. Cleo,
I'm going on mute because see, look, I'm just not.
Y'all know she was Miss Cleo.
I can't stand you, because now you trying to make me look like I'm part of the mean girl circle, and I'm not.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Listen, I told Angela to go on mute several times. Y'all know I just told her to shred lightly. I'm coming off of mute. But she chose not to. She chose violence, actually. She actually chose violence. So, I mean, I don't got nothing. Y'all know can't nobody control Angela's mouth but Angela, and she chose not to. So it was what it was. But no, but in all seriousness, that was funny. But in all seriousness, listen, because I don't want y'all misconstruing my words, and this is why I'm repeating this, because I know that sometimes subs can be so messy. Like, people will think the content creators are the messy ones, but no, it be the subs that be the messiest sometimes. So I'm gonna need y'all messy Mandy's to get my message right if you go spread it. My problem is being compared to Hitler. That is a problem. And I don't think any black woman should be referring to any black person as Hitler, regardless to what comes out of my mouth, because Hitler didn't just talk, though. So that's a whole bunch to be dumping on me just because I'm saying that black women should choose whether they want to birth a black man or not, and they should. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're not radical, you're not illogical, you're not evil, you're not extreme. No, it is your choice. Just because you have a womb does not mean you must use it to birth a black man. And I'm gonna show y'all, because my eggs gonna be scrambled and an egg taco with some cheese and sauce on it. I'm telling y'all, that's what it's gonna be. I'm not giving birth to no black men.
Using that analogy, please. I was trying to explain that analogy to my grandmother, and it was not working. I couldn't get her to understand.
Because she probably wasn't trying to hear that. I'm not gonna freeze my egg. I don't want to give. Look, it would, for me to not think about the likelihood of my black son, if I was to have one, turning into a struggle bandit, would be irresponsible at this point. To not consider that. That would be irresponsible. I don't think that people should just go out and have children, or especially not black male children, just to look at them. They're running around terrorizing the community. Are we going to act like the people that the black men terrorizing the community right now were not once babies? And ain't nobody said to round up babies who are already here. That y'all not gonna put that on me either. I didn't say that people should do anything. Let babies live. The babies who are here, who would ever sit there and suggest you do anything to a baby that's already here? And I don't want nobody even pretending that I said that. I would never say that I did not say that. My comments were made specifically towards whether or not you want to become impregnated, or whether if you do become impregnated, if you choose to terminate that pregnancy, which is your choice as well. But nothing that I say is Hitler-esque at all. This is simply about your choice. And people really need to stop trying to control what Black women do with their wombs and let Black women, look, we live too much in a thorough Black man worshiping culture for Black women and masses to ever stop giving birth to Black men, because Black women have a DV pathology. That's why they really think it's wrong to say that you should stop birthing your abuser. But that's what people who have DV pathologies do. They make excuses as to why they need to stay in proximity to their abusers. That is what they do. And so when you sit here and ignore all of this evidence, generation after generation after generations of.
Now, what I would say, like I said before, what disturbs me about this whole entire conversation is, it sounds like what you're saying is, we could just have unprotected sex, no love, hit it and quit it, and make these babies. But because we had intercourse with a Black man, we don't want to give these Black men the babies because they are an abuser. Because there's no love and there's no marriage and no part of this conversation. There's no courtship. She said, don't talk about the vetting. So you're not vetting. You're not meeting these men. So how are these babies being made is the question. How are these babies being made? Now I can see if you say, I don't want to procreate, then you take special measures not to make sure that you don't procreate. But the way y'all talking, how are these babies being? You have to make a baby to even have this conversation. You have to be having intercourse. You have to be doing a do to even have this conversation. So there's no, so I don't think that is, I think this is a lot extreme. There's no love, there's no marriage. I mean, you're just trying to say, hey, we still want the usage of these men. We're not going to put on condoms. We're not going to just say, hey, we're not going to procreate. But if we do procreate, first, let's see what the fetus is. Let us see what which doesn't even sound correct. So who are you having these babies from to see if it's a male child? Who? Where are you getting these men from? And what type of men are you talking about? See, these are the things that's not explained. We listen to these things, but what happened before? You just picked up, oh gosh, I'm itching, I need a scratch. I got to get somebody over here to scratch my itch. And boom, I turned around and got knocked up. So what you're saying is that you're not promoting safe sex. Because none of y'all spoke upon love. So which means y'all don't love these men. None of y'all spoke upon marriage, so you're not getting married. Y'all not even speaking upon having a boyfriend. So y'all don't have a boyfriend or a husband. Y'all just gotta, y'all see men, you think men see us as a piece of meat. So now you guys decide to see them as a piece of meat. So we got two pieces of meat here that now created a fetus that did not ask to be here. Because it was a lot of things that were left out in this conversation. And I think that's what Tanya was trying to say. Now that I'm hearing the whole conversation. But again, she does not have a child herself. So I don't think any of them should have technically had this conversation because y'all forgot a lot of key issues. None of them said, well, I got a man and I ain't giving him. So who are these men? The man has to give you these babies. This conversation should have been like, yo, I'm going to if I want a child, I will go to the sperm bank and I will make sure it's a female child. That is just that simple. It's just that simple. All of this extra stuff, where did these men come from? Who are the men that you're not giving them sons to? You can't have a baby without a man. I don't care if it's a man or a sperm bank, but either way, it gotta be a sperm. Well, I'm gonna get to it, Tracy, when it get towards the end. I'm gonna get there, baby. I'm gonna get there. But thank you. And so again, what are we talking about here? So we now have two sets of women on two different channels with two different points of view that is really not a point of view because none of y'all have kids and none of you guys got a man. And if you are getting it on, you're getting it on with a piece of meat. So it's like none of us is treating each other as humans. None of us is treating each other. It's like two hateful people. I hate you. Well, I hate you. So being that we both hate each other, let's go and have sex. Like, it's not like I love you and I love you. No, it's we gotta hate each other for us to have sex. Because I don't like you and I don't want to give you my kid. Oh damn, I don't like you neither, and I don't want to have your kid. Let's bang for the night. If this is where we got, is this is where we at, people? Is this is where we at now? Is this where we at? Y'all have to help me out. If this is where the world is going to now, we have to hate each other just to bang each other. They speaking upon babies with these are imaginary men they talking about. These are imaginary men. These ain't no real men. But we'll carry on because we got to get up to this next lady. And a lot of times me and her, every time me and her disagree for the next lady coming up. But I'm trying to find a video where we can agree. But we don't never agree.
Only problematic Black males and then make excuses despite the fact that they don't benefit you at all to continue to birth them, that is a DV pathology. I don't care what nobody say. And you ain't convincing me of anything else other than that.
I'm gonna say this. When it comes to that whole idea of the whole dating and this and this and this and this and this and that, and a lot of people like to come at me and be like, well, if you know so much about Black men, why do you still date them? Because I like their penis. Do you want any more information?
See?
I don't know what else you want from me. I don't know why you expect me to have all this morality when it comes to men. I do not have morality when it comes to men. I do not. I'll date a white man, but I don't like sucking a white man's penis. So I don't know what you want from me. I don't like how I look. I don't like none of that, okay? So it's like sexually, I like how Black men look. When I want to go on a date, I do what I want to do. Why do Black women feel like y'all can't do what y'all want to do and it ain't got to make sense? When have it ever made sense for a man when it comes to dating, love, and relationships? Do it make sense to y'all? No, it don't make sense. This is why we sit up on panel discussions and have hour-long conversations about how they don't make sense. They don't make sense because they know how to compartmentalize. Women do not know how to compartmentalize. Y'all ain't figured it out. Y'all still sitting up here like, well, I'm going to get me a good man and I'm going to get me listen, I could care less about a good man. I could care less. I care about my life and what I'm doing. I don't care about I don't care about marriage. I don't care about none of that. I don't. It's not my thing. Like, I'm telling y'all, I do not care about it. I don't. And I think women are so laser focused on love and relationships that you ain't even got no real hobbies for yourself. You're not living your life in the essence of who you are as a.
See, she just proved my point. She just proved my point too. At the end of the day, why you can't have it all? Why you can't have a man, a hobby, and love yourself? Hey, Grand Liza, why you can't have it all? Why you can't find somebody that, hey, this is me? And they like, yeah, I like you. And you like, yeah, I like you. The point of being your own person is so you don't fall so deep into the next person. She's mixing the two. She's mixing the two. You should care about a relationship. You should care about a good man. Even if y'all don't end up staying together, you would still want a good man. Why? Because these bad men may, okay, you don't know if they're gonna stick you up. You don't know if they're gonna use you. You don't know if they're gonna hurt you. You don't even know if they have something. You don't. This isn't a love and hate relationship. It's a loathe and hate relationship. It could be, or the above. But what I'm saying is, you can have it all. Why not? Even you will want a good guy. Even if it was for the night, you will want a good guy. Why would you want a I don't care guy? You should care. You should actually care. Even if you just want them for the night. You will want somebody that's not going to set you up. You know what bad guys do? They may get crazy on you or something. They may toss you out, beat you. You don't know. That's why they call bad guys. You don't know what they're going to do. At least he's a good guy. Yeah, two good people enjoy themselves and have a good night. Gotta be careful. Be careful. Don't go after, I don't care what he is, man. Yeah, you should care. You should care. A lot of these men are married. You should care. A lot of these men have girlfriends. These bad guys. You should care. You should care if somebody for one night, that lady coming after you. You should care. Don't never say you don't care. I don't care if that's a woman. You should care. That woman may have a husband. That woman may have a boyfriend. Everything you do in life, you should care about, or you shouldn't do it. You should care. I don't have time to do what people are. I don't, I do care. You got to ask these men some questions. When you say you don't care, that's just like you walking in the street and you picking somebody up off the street. That's when you don't care. But if you're not a street person, one night can change the rest of your life. I care about my whip. I don't want to be with Rex. Exactly, Grand Riser. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. You got to care. Don't tell me I don't care. Yeah, you should. Yeah, I don't care if you take all the precautions that you want to take. Oh, you know how many things, and then a lot of these men, they record you without you knowing that you being recorded. Next thing you know, you got an X tape and didn't even know you had an X tape. These were bad men. These are men you didn't care about.
Woman, when you laser focused on love and relationships, you don't even understand that that's still being male identified. Why are you so laser focused on men and being connected to a man? Why are you laser focused on that? If a man somehow, ironically, trolls into your lane and wants to give you everything you need and everything you want, then that's different. But to be sitting up here being laser focused, taking classes, leveling up, divesting, you doing all of this stuff because of a man?
That part is true. Now that
should
part
be
I
living
agree
your
with.
life because of you and what you want to do.
That part
no
is
matter
true.
what it looks like. It may look weird to people. People gonna say, oh, that's strange, like she crazy, she this, she that. People gonna say all about you. But at the end of the day, you are a woman. Live your life based off how you want to live it. Like, stop living, everything you do is connected and centered around a man. You're gonna be unhappy for a very long time. I'm gonna tell you that. Because I can go to my grave without one. I can go to my grave without one, and I'll still be getting laid out, fried, dyed, laid to the side, flipped up, tossed around, and still go to my grave without one. In my house. I actually would prefer not to have one in my house. Because they're annoying. They expect stuff. You got to cook for them. I don't want to do all that. I don't want to do all that. To be honest with y'all, I don't want to do all that. So I don't know where women are. I don't know what lane we turning, because now we having a conversation about not having black male children and all of that. So what lane we turning, y'all? Where are we going? Where are we going with this conversation? Where are we going? Are you really ready to step into sovereignty and womanism? Are you really ready for real? Because it might require you to be alone. And I want to tell you that. It might require that. Because men aren't going to be comfortable with a woman that is completely sovereign within herself. I can tell you that from experience. I've been this my whole life. Men aren't comfortable with me. So I got failed relationships, baby daddies, all that.
And that's you. And you need to speak for yourself. And yes, men are comfortable with women that are sovereign. Some men like to cook. Some men say, babe, I do the cooking. Then find you a man that does all the things that you don't want to do. There are men that's out there that would do it. It ain't no, because, some men don't view women having, as they call, quote unquote, masculinity. Some men like that. Shoot. Still shop and steal. Still shop and steal. And at the end of the day, you can have all the male friends you want. If your male friends got a family, their family comes before you. So that Bonnie, Clyde want a Bonnie. You think Clyde don't want a Bonnie? You need the mix. I don't even know where they even get masculine from, because somebody speak out that makes them masculine. Well, then, hey, I don't know about all that. I don't know about half or none of that.
Because men aren't comfortable with who I am. They just aren't. And I used to go back and forth and think to myself, well, what's wrong with me? It ain't nothing wrong with me.
Nope.
It's men. Men. It's something wrong with men. It just is, y'all. White, black, it don't matter. It's something wrong with them. They entitled. The patriarch has set them up to be our worst nightmare. They are a woman's worst nightmare, day in and day out. So you got to make a decision. If you about this life for real as a womanist, a feminist, a sovereign woman or whatever, I think sovereignty is a birthright. I don't think everybody is sovereign. I don't. But I'm telling you this right now. If you ain't ready to like really step into it, you need to talk to yourself. Because having an opinion about men, the opinion we have, see, a lot of y'all ain't voicing these opinions in y'all home. Y'all ain't voicing them in y'all home, not for real. Y'all ain't living it for real. So it's like you ain't accepting the consequences that come with being a woman that thinks like this. The consequences with a woman that thinks like this, a man gonna run from you. He gonna run from you. That's just the truth, I'm gonna tell you. When you know who men are, they run. They run. because they don't want to be responsible. They don't. And I know that sounds scary. I know it does, but I'm being real with y'all. I know I've done it. Trust me. I don't be out here just doing men wrong. It's just my opinion, how I feel. They get scared and they be like, "Oh, you acting masculine. Oh, you doing this. Oh, you doing that." And I'll be like, "No, I'm just being me. I'm just being me." And men have all these same opinions of women, and women accept it in their relationships, in their marriages, but men aren't going to accept that from you. They aren't going to accept you knowing the raw nature of who they are. They aren't. The minute you call them out, even as a collective, you ain't even got to be talking to the man that's laying in your bed. They're going to have a problem. They're going to want you to direct it. They're going to want you to clean it up, make it look cute. I'm telling you right now, you got to make a decision. Women got to make a decision. Tanya is really at that place. She don't feel that way. She don't feel the way we feel over here. She don't. It showed. She don't feel that way. Because when you feel that way, you take L's for that. It's not easy, y'all. It's not. You take L's. You lose friends. You lose relationships. You do. Because people don't like how you think about men. They really be ready to fight for it. The male.
Okay. That was the end. That was the end of that conversation. Here comes the next conversation with this hyena. This hyena. And I only call her hyena because she calls us hyenas. But she's the real hyena. Now, she says, hopefully I can agree with her. I have never had a video of hers yet I agree with her with. Maybe this one I can agree with her. Right? This is why Black women are seen as auras and thoughts. Right? So let's set off.
Black women are seen as the 304s and the thoughts, basically of Black culture and American culture. And this is sort of tied into the live stream that I did concerning Meek Mill's album cover, which you can check out that live stream right here. And I was talking more or less about the appearance value, basically, of Black women. And that's really been the uproar. Black women being depicted a certain way, according to that album cover. You know, they were depicted naked as strippers and things of that nature. And so there has been a lot of uproar about it. There have been a lot of Black women who didn't like it, who spoke out about it, who, you know, was angry at Meek Mill about having that as his cover. And not only having it as his cover, but it was a wrap on like a tour bus or whatever. And it was basically displayed in a couple of different places in full. So, you know, that sort of got me to thinking about the issue of clothing, modesty, how we come across as Black women. I also have a quick video to show, and then we're going to really talk about this situation. So let me share it, and then I'll be back with my perspective.
Everybody who knows me knows that this is something that I'm big on. I advocate that more women need to learn how to cover their asses instead of displaying everything for the world to see. Like, really, what happened to leaving things for the imagination? Anyways, I'm big on modesty, right? But what kills me is a lot of girls will comment on my posts and call me insecure for it. They'll say things like, oh, if you're too insecure to show your body, then just say that. If you're just too insecure, then just admit it. Insecure? You're the one walking around with your cleavage all out, your derriere all out for the entire world to see, and yet I'm insecure? Honey, I'm so insecure in myself. I don't need to walk around with all my assets displayed to feel confident about myself, okay? And that's on period.
Okay. So you guys,
Now, what we're going to do is say what's real and not real. Okay. Now, that part is true, but at the end of the day, the real pill, not the red pill, the blue pill, the red pill, the white pill, the black pill, the pink pill, the real pill is that's who the men want. Because you can't tell a woman to level up. And then when you watch all of the women who have can't put the actions of the smaller group of black women on the larger group of black women, I think that's what Crimson gets wrong. No, Crimson is what you call a groomer, Grand Riser. Her job is to groom the groom women to groom their children to get to suit the needs of these men of the black manosphere. You have to watch her videos even more. I'm going to show that video again if I remember the title, that she wants us to have 3 kids by the age of 18. There's no way that 2 13-year-olds could have a baby, support a child, have a job. So she's what you call a groomer. But what I'm saying in reality, yeah, we should cover up more. No, I do not want, I'm covering up everything because but the women who doesn't, you ever heard you got to pay to see all this? They're getting paid for people to see all that. See, that's the difference. You get paid for people to see the cleavage. Yeah, I'm going to show that. I'm going to show that video. Soon I remember which one it was. I'm going to show it. And then you can see, now understand what she's saying. That's strictly grooming. Look at the magazine behind her, The Black Manosphere. So she's put to go against us. She's put to go against us and act like it's the better for us. But you're not going to stop these women from wearing these clothes, because them being like, these are the women that they cheat on you with. So you have to learn how to strike a balance. Like, I'm not going to look like an old grandmas, and these grandmas are not grandmas the way they used to be. But it doesn't take away that you could be all of that whole wife, but they cheating with them. Because what you forgot is, if you're going to speak upon a woman being feminine, that's feminine at its best. You may think that it's slutty, but it's feminine. Because they took time to get the wig right. They took time to smell right. They took time to get the outfit right. They took time to cater to these men. See, what you don't understand is they are catering to these men's needs on a whole nother level. On a level that you can't do because you consider it as being a slut or whatever that you want to call these women. The men don't care what you call these women, because these women cater to them in a different way that you can cater to them. It has nothing to do with how they dress. Hey daddy, hey poppy, you want something, poppy? See, they cater, they make these men feel good, which you think that they don't. But in reality, they do. Because a lot of them want to make that money. So they have to play a game to make this money. You're never going to stop them. So you're grooming these girls to get narcissistic men, and men who need their egos catered to at all points in time, just to remind them that they are a man, which they should know that they are a man already. However I act should not change your outcome on you being a man. Whatever comes out of my mouth should not change you from knowing that you are 100% man. But we're going to speak the real pill is you're not going to stop these women from acting a certain way, because when you watch these award shows, do you see these high value men who got millions of dollars? Do you see them walking in with a woman like you? What's that man name from Greg's was it Grey Anatomy? He had that wife for how long? She had the natural hair, the natural body, and she even gave that man kids. When they first got married, she was the best thing to him. As soon as that money went up, he went over to another woman. He got the woman with the fakeness. Because these men want to walk with a trophy. They want to walk with a trophy down on the red carpets. They're not walking with no women like you. So what type of men you think that you're going to get? You the one claim y'all want to get high value men, but high value men is not looking at women like you. And for you to think that they don't know how to treat a man, you're absolutely wrong. They know all the tricks of how to treat a man. They know. They've been trained too, and they are winning. But we'll let her finish.
Heard that. And she was coming at it from whether you're secure or whether you're insecure or not. And which is a valid thing. But what I want to talk about is how Black women value one another. We value one another based on how good we look or how good we don't look. Like, for instance, I get talked about a lot, not only for what I say, but the veracity and the value of what I say is lowered based on two things: whether or not they think I have wealth and whether or not they think I'm pretty. And when I say they, I mean other Black women. Other Black women will try to dismiss what I'm saying on these videos when I'm trying to help out Black women, and they'll dismiss what I'm saying based on, well, you're not pretty. Well, you're ugly. You've got a gap in your teeth, or you're covered up. So, and as if that really had an impact, whether or not other Black women thought I was pretty or not, had an impact on whether or not I'm speaking the truth on my platform. And I bring that up not as some sort of pity party for me, but I notice how Black women value or devalue one another based on sexual attraction or what they think is sexually attractive. So if you are a woman that presents herself as pretty, or other Black women would regard her as pretty, I guess she says more truth, or you're willing to listen to what she has to say. Because I get a lot of people say, well, what kind of man is you getting? As if it matters. You know what I'm saying? What if my man come from, Jupiter? And, I only see him every, 10 years or so. He fly down from Jupiter. You see what I'm saying? We spend a little time, he fly back. What difference does it make? These are the valuations that we make upon each other. We value each other supposedly based on superficial things, such as whether or not the woman telling you specifically things you don't want to hear, whether or not she's attractive or not. And if she's not attractive according to whatever scale of attractiveness we're dealing with, then what she's saying is to be dismissed. And she herself is to be devalued. And we see each other like that. See, we see each other as sex objects. And that's the conversation that I don't think anybody really has. Black women see each other as sex objects. We do. We really treat each other like that. We don't have no value for one another if her sex appeal ain't a certain way. So a woman that presents herself modestly in this culture, in the culture that we created, is automatically seen as a woman who's ashamed of herself, a woman who doesn't have the confidence to show up in the world all in a birthday suit. And somewhere along the line, Black women felt that it was some sort of empowerment, or it was some sort of badge of honor to be able to show up naked somewhere and have a bunch of people thirsting, quote unquote, thirsting after her or lusting after her or whatever. And that became Black women's value, whether or not we could be lusted after by men and women.
Again, this is where you're incorrect. You're correct, but you're incorrect. The thing is, you don't want to acknowledge is that they are more feminine than you. You may not like the way they throw it on a pole, but to a man, that's feminine. They just don't want to tell you that. They like a woman that's going to be all over them and their concentration is on them and they eyeballing them. If that's what you're teaching, but you're teaching it as in a stay-home woman when these men are out in the street. Now, if you ever said, hey, I'm a freak in the house, but I'm a woman outside, I'm like, well, okay, but you got to dress with a balance. Remember, men go by what they see first. Before you even talk to them, they have to see you before they even talk to you. They have to see you. So unless you know how to be regular and you got the gift of gab and know how to go get that man, then okay, what you're saying is, listen, I ain't got to dress that way. Any man I want, yo, boo, let's go it up. So how you doing? How's your day? See, that's different. You can't tell women that. And see, that's the truth you don't want to hear. You think you're telling us truth that we don't want to hear. We're really, this is the truth you don't want to hear. They are beyond feminine. They are beyond feminine. Just the fact that you don't like it. You think that's not woman-like. It's not woman-like to put on some heels. Do you know how many men of other races that's supposed to be religious, supposed to be quote unquote religious? Hey, GZ, you know how many men that's supposed to be quote unquote religious? But who they cheating with? Who are they cheating with? Then the women at home now becomes bitter because they listen to you. They listened to you. They followed everything you said and they still got cheated on. Because these women, every woman get cheated on. But the longing, they're going to still have men coming and going. Now, we speaking upon some of their behavior, that's another whole topic. Remember, I keep it equal around here. I keep it equal and open. I don't have a thing. Hey, Oni Tasha, how you doing? So we sitting up there, you teaching women to look like you, and whatever that man want, that lady is supplying what he really want. And that lady, the difference is you, yes, whatever would you like, still got to stop and sharpen still. A man is still. You want that man, you think that you're sharpening his still by being that good. No. The women that you're talking about is sharpening his skill. The women that you're talking about is putting him in his place. The women that you're talking about is like, yo, what's up with that money? I want this, I want that. See, they're saying what they want and they are getting it. So of course that's a little bit more feminine than you. That woman is saying, hey, this man want to see sexy. Now, are we taking it to the extremes when we have to change our whole entire body to suit men? Now you want people to change their whole life around to suit men, so are they. And both is an extreme. Both of them are an extreme. Both of you, what you're saying and what they're doing, you're gonna have to find a medium. Remember, I'm about the middle. You're gonna have to know how to be sexy, and then you gotta know how to be we don't play these type of games. I'm not gonna sit up there for a man. Everything you do is for a man. Everything they do is for a man. No, let me get my breasts done. Let me get the BBL. Let me get this sucked in. All of that's everything. All you gotta do is for a man, but never not call them feminine. They're more feminine than you. A man don't want to come home after seeing all these videos. Then they got to come home to that. They don't want to come home to that. They're not happy to come home to that. They're not happy. No, they're not. And don't let your man fool you. I'm telling you. Unless you look like that when he come home. And you may not go outside like that. But when he come home, you better have some pumps on and shit. You better have some different wigs in your closet. You better not be the same person every single day. You better be out there smelling good. You better be out there. These women sit up there and put their time and get their eyebrows done and their makeup done, all this stuff done. And then they got to come home to you, not her in particular, but to these women that think, So now you groom these women for these older black manosphere, but then black manosphere people are not picking you. The red pill men are not picking you. You talking about keeping a man? Let me tell you, shoot, you got to make sure that man cannot find another you nowhere. That's how you keep a man. What are you doing to make sure he don't? And that other lady, the other chicks don't have to know how to cook because you're buying the meal. They're so good at being feminine. They making that man buy the meal. No, you going to take me out? I'm going to a restaurant and you're going to spend your money. He like, okay. See the difference there. See, we can't, all these men is like, yeah, I got to see what they all say. Yeah. Knowing that they long for the woman. Let's go look at her, do what we usually don't do. But let's go take a look at her chat. Okay, we got Sheen. She says, I agree. And not only that, but black women seem to think anyone who isn't driving a BMW, wearing expensive bags, or have newly laid weed, then we must be broke. The ignorance is horrible. No, sis, some of us don't want to waste our money on those things. And some of us actually does that mean they don't like their natural hair? Again, that's what makes them more feminine. Because they're going through. Now, if you're doing it for self-hatred, that's different. But if you're doing it because, hey, I want to be my best looking at all time, that's a little bit more feminine. You are not ugly. In fact, I think you're as cute as can be. Nobody never said she was ugly. Why people call her ugly is because she got a habit of calling people names. Franklin. And then Franklin, go get her. Franklin McGraw, go get her. Go get her. Go get her. If she didn't call women hyenas and gynocrats and call them gut snipes, Oh, you didn't tell her don't call us names, right? Okay. I know their only argument. The modern day woman will basically say they need the messages to come from somebody who feel could be an IG model. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. These are a black woman is the artist that drew the picture and can't be mad. We enjoy that picture. You speaking nothing but facts. Of course, a man gonna say that, but I bet you cheating with them. I bet your eyes gonna open, and one of them girls on that pole say, "Hey, baby, hey, baby." Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love these short shows. I can watch them more. Mm-hmm. The mere fact that there's a rebuttal for common sense says how much the lost volume system. Whatever. Salam. Whatever. You're awesome. Well, Jermaine, go get her. Respect due to Kendra Davis for keeping the Mosaic law. She is 1,000 times more beautiful than any woman in the world. Then go get her. Her modesty makes her flawless and without blemish. The scripture core is more valuable than precious jewels. Then you need to go marry her. You need to go marry her. And y'all men out there too. If they was keeping the Mosaic law so much, then why y'all cheat on y'all women? Why do y'all feel y'all need other wives? You are beautiful. Like I said, now she mad because people say she's not beautiful, right? And all she do is say negative things about women. Nobody said, hey, why did you call that woman a gutter snipe? Why you call them and them hyenas? In every video, she got some nasty spurring words to say. But when they call her something, oh, now you want the world to feel sorry for you. But it's okay when you sitting up there calling everybody these terrible names. Rather speech, the message. Agreed. I used to listen to some of her shows. That's honey. Some shows, her insults were so bad. I was like, oh my goodness. That's what made me really start listening to her and say, I need to break some of this down. I have to break some of this down. And like he said, the Mosaic law. Now she's not even he's an Israelite, and she's an orthodox from the Islam people, right? So they see things differently anyway. And if you are doing God's work, then you ain't got no business messing and talking to the hyenas. You supposed to be promoting God. How you gonna promote them what to wear, not to wear, how to act without throwing in some scripture? You're supposed to throw in the scripture. Okay? And it's not, and let me repeat, it is not the Mosaic law. Moses ain't make a law. God gave Moses the law. So you are incorrect. Moses ain't come up with nothing. Moses went up on that mountain and God said, this is what I want you to bring down and tell the rest. So ain't no such thing as the Mosaic law. No, them are God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Has nothing to do with Moses. Moses was just a messenger. That's it, a messenger. So ain't no Mosaic laws. But I'm saying, if you're gonna speak it, keep it real. And we're talking about femininity here. Now, can you go overboard? Yeah. My thing is that the other woman, which I'll probably show again tomorrow, I will show you how she a fake. A lot of these people are faking and fake. They fake and they lead us astray. They lead us astray. They want us to pick a side. They want us to pick a side. They want to make money off our downfall. You got to see all the money these streamers make. Cynthia G make good money being a stream. Tanya TKO, she get her money being a stream. These man affairs, they get paid good money being an extreme. Kevin Samuels get paid good money for being an extreme. The alpha people get paid good money for being an extreme. I never see the women's fair. I'm going to start checking out the women's fair. Somebody put it in my chat already. I thank them because I didn't even know it was a women's fair. I know it was a man's fair. I didn't know it was a women's fair. Thank you. He is a messenger. Thank you, Tracy. And these people sit back and they think we don't know nothing. They think we don't know nothing. We know a little something. I might not know a lot of stuff, but I know a little something, something, that you ain't going to just tell me any old thing. I do know. And if I don't know, I'm going to find out. And I'm going to base my opinion. You ain't going to tell me any old thing. But like I said, this is big business. And my thing is, I have something to say about all of them. Ain't none of them right. Ain't none of them right. Ain't none of them took none of that money and helped nobody in their community. Ain't none of them did that. They come on this YouTube, make all that money, trying to tell us how to live our lives, and we pay them, and they do absolutely nothing. Check out the device. Zealot. Want me to do that now? Hey, DOD. I don't even get a hello, bro. I got something to say about all of them. Because, see, you ain't going to win with me because I'm for the people. I don't get paid nothing. I don't care if my Cash App don't move. I'm still, see, they keep coming up with stuff because they Cash Apps move and they Super Chats move. Thank you, cool cat. And I like you too. So all this big businesses here. Sometimes I just go into their chat. I'm gonna check them out right now. Divest. Let me write that down. Because that's gonna be another whole subject. Because see, people like, why you do that? Because I deal with the elderly and I deal with the youth. That's why I do what I do. So I see a lot of kids are confused because of what you guys say. I see a lot of boys that's out of order because of something these men say. And I see a lot of females that's out of order for what these women say. That's why I do these videos. Okay, let me write that. Divested Zella. You want me to go in on her? I don't really go in on people. I go in on their teachings. But I wrote that down. So I would definitely be checking that out. And anything else you need for me to check out, I'm going to check it out. But like I said, it's big money. I go into their chats just to see how much money that they get to tell you absolutely nothing. Some chats, well, yeah, her own. She's in the league all on her own. But I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna check her out now when I get off of here. Then I'm gonna come back. I'll have to check out her stuff. But if she's in it with divested Zalad, that means she's telling you to divest into other cultures, right? I'm coming up with these terminologies. So that's what you're saying. But again, I watch all the money is there to be made. And all they do is say keywords, high value, and this and that. They just say, don't forget to hit that like button. Because y'all be doing, at least hit the like button. That would be nice for you guys to do. Take this time and hit the like. Hit the like, hit the like, hit the like. I appreciate that from you guys. If you hit the like. And they all acting like they like her, but in all reality, they sending her money, but they ain't coming to get her. Okay, talk about how black women dance with other black women in public, feeling each other up and down like they're in some kind of physical relationship, and their boyfriends and at times their husbands would sit back and watch this mess, shaking my head. Okay, Vaughn, then you shouldn't be there. If they dancing, they in a place where they dance or they hear music. You shouldn't be there. Now everybody want to tell her how beautiful she is. There she go. That's that bullshit. What did Maxine Waters say? That's who I am on to decide my outfit or whatever. Keep doing what you're doing. You're beautiful. A slick of lipstick and them dimples. That's all you need. Then go get her. I actually believe they prefer to be seen this way themselves, twerking at restaurants and shit. First of all, let's get back to this restaurant thing. Okay? Let's get back to the restaurant thing. Y'all don't have to agree. Y'all do not have to agree. I'm a black American. I am black American or religious. I'm native to the island. I'm native too. One of the diverse avatars is the picture of black men being lynched by a little girl on a swing watches him. Yeah, I seen them type of things before. It's sexual desires. Yeah, but sexual desires, doesn't that make you feminine? I'm gonna make you desire me. They're feminine as shit. They went and found the best cologne. Them the ones eating up all the pineapples to make sure they JJ taste good. They done found out all the different fruits and vegetables that you can eat to make your juices flow nice and sweet. Then the ones took the time to, I'm not voting to fund police. We need to fire, jail, and do not hire registry to bat oath workers. There's no other structure in place to help protect kids and family members. Yes. But I'm gonna definitely check this chick out as soon as we over with. But now we're gonna get back to her. I just like to read what they comments say because it's all men that won't come out and get her. Super predators do that, no race or religion.
Whether or not we could be sexually desired, and that willingness to put ourselves out there as sex objects became synonymous with security and body positivity and women's power and all of that kind of foolishness. And this is this is another form of okie doke that black women fell for, because in what culture has that really been so?
What?
Really? And it certainly really wasn't the culture you was raised up in, unless you like a Gen Z. But Gen X and above was not raised to assume that nakedness was anything other than an indicator of you being,
Hold up. I will have to disagree with you. I'm going to definitely have to disagree with you. Yes, we were brought up like that. Do you know we were the founders of rock and roll music? And do you know why, when they took over the rock and roll music, why did they name it rock and roll? Huh? That goes back to when Ray Charles made that 15-minute album. You had to play both sides of the record to hear the one song. Why? Why was that? What was going on in them juke clubs? Okay? It's always been here. It's the oldest job in the book. It was the oldest job in the book. They went back, they gave these women at home all these babies, and then while the women was out there having these babies, they had the women they could go out and play with. And that's another whole story within itself. That's another whole story within itself. Most music, black men written, okay. So we cannot say it wasn't always there. Somebody had to feed the kids. Unfortunately, somebody had to feed the kids. See, you have to speak upon different errors and errors. You cannot speak upon it in general. You can't speak upon stuff that happened in the 1930s without speaking upon what happened in the 1930s and leave it like right there. And we're going to speak upon like the 30s to the 40s. Allah was a child. So what happened? What happened? What happened? What happened to our men? Something was always happening to our men. It happened to women too. But they forget to tell you it happened to men and women. The only difference is when it came down to war, they sent our men out to war. And that is even before we got here to America. It was always a thing called war. That's all you hear, even if you're doing it biblically. It was all about war. So them children had to eat. The men left the women. You're not going to tell me women has never really had time to submit because we were the only parent. Either A, it was a war, and then when we got here, it was more war and separation of family. I don't care where you go. You can go to the Bible. You can go to the Quran. You could go to any book. You're going to see war in any part of the book. You got to see how many men were rounded up. It got to the point that it was so many men that was dying in war that if a man didn't have a child, he could not go to war. So after he got that wife pregnant, then his behind was taken off to war. Now, I don't have to use correct dates and times. Just take the information and you go find the correct dates and time. Okay? All right. Well, pick any book you want to pick. It was always about conquering land, conquering tribes. These women were left alone. Males knew that it is illegal in USA. No excuses, no excuses. Okay. You do realize that refund the police doesn't mean to eliminate the popo. It means to channel some of their monetary sources to help with departments like those that would help. Okay. Oh, defund. All right. So women have always been left alone. And men has always been taken away. Men have always been taken away. So we've always had this problem. We've always had this problem. Women left alone, men taken away. So that's another major reason why we can't come together. Because that is inbred in us. Men go away, women stay in the household, women gotta find a way to feed them babies. That's another whole entire subject. That's another whole, I'm not even gonna get into that. Because certain things are so damn simple, but y'all make it so hard. We can keep it nice and simple. You saying, well, now I know, bro. I know, bro. I know. I thought it would eliminate staff. Oh, that's y'all two talking. Yeah, y'all two build. If y'all don't have each other, make sure you check out his channel, GZ. Make sure you have his channel, and make sure you click on it. If he got his link, he's better. Let me see something. I think he should be a moderator in here. Yeah, he is a moderator. Drop your link, DOD. Drop your link, bro. Drop your link. Maybe y'all can have some more conversations. But we're gonna finish her out. We're gonna finish her out. And then if y'all can come up with 2 more likes, I'll recheck my info. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Ready to bust it open. That's what you doing. You the bust down. When you show up a certain way, you a bust down. And everybody regards you that way. Everybody treats you that way. Everybody assumes that that's what's going on with you. And it ties into the Meek Mill situation because Black women are upset that they're being depicted as whores. But you depict yourself as a whore and said it was empowerment. So now we have to come to Black women. Which one is it? Are we empowered when we naked? Or are we being degraded when we naked? Or does it depend on who made us naked? If we make ourselves naked, then we empowered. But if a man make us naked, we're being degraded. And that doesn't work. In the real world, that doesn't work. If you don't like being quote unquote degraded that way, then perhaps you should think about what your clothes say about you, because clothes is a communication. Right now, when people look at me, I'm communicating something to them. Whatever it may be, some people take offense to it. Other people see it as a positive thing. Other people are neutral about it. Other people are highly offended over it. Other people.
No, we don't care. But what makes you think that they feel degraded? No, you feel that they feel degraded. Because if they wanted to put their clothes on, they'll. My problem that I have here is you are a groomer. Now we need some real women that's out there talking to these young ladies. We need to check these kids at their younger age brackets. We need to check them. We don't need for you to tell grown women, do they feel degraded or not degraded? If I felt degraded, I would put some clothes on. So what makes you think they are degraded? Because you say so? Because you want these men say they are degraded, but these are the same men who lust for these women. The women that you're talking about, these men are lusting for. They just can't get them. They just can't get them. Because they're not high, quote unquote, high valued enough. They're not, quote unquote, alpha enough. So what you saying? If they can get these women, they'll get them. You show me what red carpet and show me a woman like you. If it is women like you on the red carpet, your ass ain't going on camera. You ain't going on camera. Are you being the best that you can be? Shoot. You can wear something, some flowers or something some days. Dang. The dang.
People will dismiss me because of it. Other people will welcome what I'm saying because of it. I'm communicating a certain thing, but I know what I'm not communicating. When somebody looks at me, they're not looking at a person that's a bust down. Then you automatically on sight. Oh, Chris Kira. Oh, yeah. She's neighborhood bust down. We don't pay her no mind because she ain't got nothing to say. Because she's a neighborhood slore. And nobody cares what a slore thinks. Okay? Nobody care what she thinks. Because her job is to be on her knees or be on her back. That's her job. And black women, we have made that our worth and value. Being on our, how we can be on our knees and how we can be on our back. That's why we celebrated WAP. Wet AP. Because we glorify in that. Yeah, girl, I got a WAP. You glorified in it. You glorified in telling the world, this is my worth. My worth is sexual. This is why when you come on sexually to a man that you want and he swerve you, you quick say, what you gay? Or something? Because he just dismissed your value in its entirety. You feel dismissed in your soul. Not just that he turned down sex, but that he turned you down as an individual because you putting your whole self in your sex. And black women, we did that. We bought into the feminist sexual liberation. We can do this and we ain't supposed to be seen a certain way and down with the double standard and why men get to sleep around and they don't have a stigma attached. But if women sleep around and they get a stigma attached, you got a stigma. It is what it is. You're not going to change that. Nothing's going to change. I don't care what you say. I don't care how many slut walks. I don't care how many slut shaming video or whatever it is that you do. Try to combat that. That's not going anywhere. Because that is the way that black women have spent the last couple of generations portraying themselves. We celebrated that stuff. We celebrated the Little Kims. We celebrated the Nicki Minaj's. We celebrate the Cardi B's and the Megan Thee Stallions and the City Girls and whatever other young lady gonna be up and coming that's gonna follow down that same road.
Okay, so why don't you put on an award show? And no, I don't agree. Why don't, hold on, what you're saying, because why don't you put on a show where you're celebrating women that does that? See, for every cause is an effect. So if you feel that it's a need in the community to celebrate women like you, why aren't they celebrated? Why don't you make them celebrated? Why don't you put more stories out there of women that we should celebrate? No, you want us only to celebrate you. You want us to only talk about you. Where are the stories of the women that you're speaking upon? That's some selfish shit. That is very selfish. And that's why they are not celebrated, because you're not using your platform to put them out there. You too busy worrying about what these tricks are doing. They getting paid, the Cardi B's and the rest of them, and they got husbands. What? And that's for the business. We don't know what they do in a regular time. That's only when it's lights, camera, action. We don't know how they live when it's not light, camera, action, for one. But number two, if you got a big platform, where are your interviews with people that you say are like you? Why isn't they on your platform? Why isn't they celebrated? Because you want all the money. You want everybody to talk about you. And oh my goodness, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, GC. I appreciate it. Hopefully it come back to you 10 times fold. Now, Now, if I know for a fact when I show videos, I do commentary on videos. I would say, hey, check this woman out. She's a great woman. We need to. That's how you start getting people to respect people like that. So that's why I know you are a straight up groomer. You don't care about the women. You're grooming these women, and then the things that the manosphere can't, because we're not watching them. So you're catching the people that they're not catching. There's nobody stupid here. We know the game. If you really wanted to put a spotlight on them, you can do it. You have the platform to do it. Where are these women at? Where are these women that should be celebrated? You're mad at the women that are celebrated, but you're not promoting the women that should be celebrated. Why? Because then that will go against your message. Remember, I watch your videos. Maybe people here don't watch your video, but you have said that women don't have a mind. Women are emotional. Men are logic. We should be in a home making babies. Your message is we should stay barefoot and pregnant and submissive. So you can promote what you say. That's what makes you a liar and a hypocrite, because you cannot go against the things that you were saying. No, no, no. I work with kids, GZ. I stick with men. When God tell me, somebody come to me for help, God send people. I don't turn nobody away, a man or a woman, because that's when God puts something on you. They on you. When God puts something on you to do it, you do it. You don't pick and choose. I'm referring to me, not them. But if God put it on me that I can help people, I don't pick and choose who I can help. There's a lot of men that have been abused. There's a lot of men that has been touched. There's a lot of men that need a hug. There's a lot of men that needs to hear it's going to be okay. There's a lot of men out there. I don't get a chance to pick and choose who I'm going to help, because that's not what God put in my heart. I got to do what God tell me to do. Or is my place to know men that can help them. That's why I have to be cool with men and women. Because if I can't help a man or a child, I must know somebody that can help them. So I can't alienate myself to just being with women. Because them men may have little girls. And they're not going to have no connection to a female and do other females dirty because they did not get help. And we think that we can play God and pick and choose who God sent to us. God, if they were sent to you and they came to you, you help them. I cannot as a mother ever crocodile a man. Hey, wait, the mother ever coddle a man. I cannot as a mother ever coddle a man. That's you. And it's okay. But I have to. I have to cuddle a man. I have to. If God sent that man to me, I have to. I have. That's what God didn't send him to me. God, and if I can't cuddle that man, I must know other men that's going to help that man. See, sometimes they come to you because you know people. See, people come to me either for my help or they know I know people that can help them. But abuse is abuse. Child abuse is child abuse. It's not woman child abuse. It's not boys child abuse. It's called child abuse. So that could be boy or girl. Our state of children, they are dependent on us. But all we do is spend more time correcting each other, having a piss party, but nobody's out there with them babies. It's bad enough what's going on in their household. Now, I'm not talking about in the ghetto. I'm not talking about in the urban. I'm talking about in their household, period. You got a lot of rich people. They can't even cope with life. They do cocaine. Their kids got to watch them do cocaine. These are rich families. You got these doctors popping their own pills. The pills that they say you can't get because you may get addicted to, that's the pills they are taking. That's the pills these lawyers are taking. All these high value men, life gets to them. Honey, we knew the game before them. We knew the game before the men knew the game. Let's not get this twisted. We knew the game. That's why they could put on them high heels and stuff. We know the men they see things through the eyes. We know they like that frosting on a cake. They don't care what's in the middle. They don't care what that cake is made of. They just love that frosting. They love the frosting of the cake. Because that cake look good. It may not be all good, but it look good. It look good. They may take a chance with that cake right there that don't look good, but maybe it tastes good. But the fact is they don't want to look at it. See, these are the women, I hate to say, that's them 3 o'clock women, the after 12 o'clock women. That's the women you see them at night. That's the woman you may see them. You won't see them. And before is the light time come up, they already got them out. Like, you gotta go, or I gotta go. Hey, I didn't make these things up. These things been was up. But I'm going to check out the verse Zealot. I'm going to check her out, and maybe we'll check her out too at another time. But this portion, I never finish her whole videos anyway because she's so full of it. But I thank you guys for being here, and I hope Tanya and Cynthia, I hope they can work it out. I think they two of the same token. And I think they know that. And I think if they stay together, they will be more powerful together than apart. And they can still do their own thing. That's why they both have big platforms. So sometimes but it all depends on the content that they're going to be talking about. But we are out of here. Okay, bro, I will speak to you. You know I'm coming back. So I see you guys back in a couple of hours. And don't forget, after 9 or 10 o'clock, it's after 12 o'clock, yes, we talk fuckery. We do our fuckery too. It's different levels to this channel. You're going to get serious. And why people like, oh, this, when I do that nighttime fuckery, because we need to see what's going on in our communities. That big old world is crazy. But this is what we need to know. This is what we need to see. Everything we see is not going to be pleasant. But everything is educational. Depends on how you see it. If you see a bunch of crazy girls out there and they running around disease infected and all other type of stuff, that's educational. Because then you say, hey, it's a lot of these girls out here looking good. I'm really going to wear a bag. All these men out here acting the fool, I think I better not do that. Everything is educational, whether you like it or not. When you get old, you ain't going to remember shit anyway. You ain't going to remember nothing. You're going to have dementia and all that other stuff. You ain't going to remember none of that. But either way, I'll check you guys out later. Don't forget, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It's different levels to this channel. Come in at which topic you agree with. But it will be, I try to make topics for everybody on here. So sometime in the morning time, we got the laugh and jokes. This time, we do subjects. And at nighttime, I don't know what we're going to do. But make sure you like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button like right now. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.